that. It's advertised. Cool. Now let me pull it up on my phone so I can see Twitch chat in case anyone chats us.
I do have a question about my mind link.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says as an action,
Yep.
I can give them the ability to telepathically speak with me for the next hour.
Yes.
It doesn't have a limit on it, so I could technically renew that with everyone in the party every hour.
Isn't it one? Is it one creature or?
It, I thought it was,
I
but the
thought it was too.
description.
Let me double check. So,
Oh, that's why chainmail's heavy. Okay,
you
no,
can
that
speak
makes
to any
sense.
creature you can see within 20 feet of you. So it's a
Yeah.
creature, and so the idea is like you link with that one, and then
Creature you can see, provide the creature.
yeah.
Well, they can verbally reply, I did it, but to give them the ability to reply telepathically, I would have to apply that ability to them for an hour.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Are we looking good on the stream? It's still showing hosting.
You're good.
Okay, cool. I don't know why it's still showing hosting Atreus.
Volume also sounds pretty good. And I'm going to close
Perfect.
it now because I see invisible things I'm not supposed to see.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. Uh, let's see. All right. Xena's in here as an Eevee. That's adorable.
Xena.
Xena.
Like Xena, the warrior princess, but spelled differently.
Got it.
It's an Eevee.
All right.
I
So
don't know how to change my avatar, otherwise I would, but I
It's
don't know how.
fantastic.
you're fine. It's great. It's great the way it is.
So if you go to the chat box at the bottom, it says you're speaking as someone. If you hit your character name, it'll switch to your profile picture of your.
All right.
So you hit the.
Reminder to take notes if you can in this campaign, because there's going to be a whole lot of names and a whole lot of shit going on. So
I'll leave that to you guys. I don't want to waste my time with those things.
Okay, you can also designate a scribe if you'd like. But let's just go ahead and start. So, first of all, anyone watching the stream, welcome to Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We are starting this campaign brand new, and it's an urban adventure set in the city of Waterdeep, on the Sword Coast in the Forgotten Realms. So, as we start, reminder that the five of you are adventurers and that you're all friends. So, let us begin. As the five of you make your way through the enormous city from the south gate, the first thing you see are the great walls surrounding it. Above you, the Griffin cavalry can be seen patrolling the skies. No one enters Waterdeep via land or sky without first being seen by their watchful eyes. It is nearly dusk, and the sky is painted in a beautiful palette of oranges and purples as the sun sets. It's springtime, a bit chilly, and a light fog begins to settle as day shifts to night. The five of you make your way through the tradeway, passing by the city guard at their post at Zundbridge. You have nothing to fear here. This is your home. Waterdeep is no village led by hidebound hierarchs or petty fiefdom ruled by the whim of a warlord. No, it is a city of laws molded by Tyr's spirit of justice. If you ever had cause to come before the masked lords, or the open lord herself, you could rest assured that if your cause be just, justice would be done. However, you know that if you found yourself in the wrong, that though it might take time to weigh that wrong on Tyr's scales, that his hammer would fall, and it would be wielded by Waterdeep with a vengeance. Once you are safely through walking the streets, the five of you eventually make your way towards an old hangout spot, the famous tavern that adventurers love known as the Yawning Portal. It is currently managed by a retired adventurer turned bartender named Durnan. As you continue making your way through the streets, you pass by a couple members of the City Watch. Not to be confused with the City Guard, who protect the borders, the City Watch protect the streets of Waterdeep, and act under the authority of the Open Lord, Lady Laurel Silverhand herself. Despite the day nearing into night, there is a bewildering melee of wagons, carts, horse and pony riders, carriages and buggies surging through the city's major thoroughfares. Eventually, you reach the castle ward, passing through Waterdeep Way and down towards the yawning portal on Rainrun Street. You make your way inside and finally start to unwind a bit. There are many people inside the tavern, and the 5 of you sit back and enjoy a few pints of Shadow Dark ale and some plates of quipper and chips. Now, it's at this point, you all are sitting around the table. I'd like each of you to just go around and say your name and kind of what you look like for everyone else at the table. Whoever wants to start can.
Well, obviously, I'll start. The name's Vince Bander. I am the bard of the group. As you can see, I am a half-elf. My profile picture will change in a little bit, but I do have dirty blonde hair, a little bit of a ponytail as well. My main instrument of choice is a violin. I always have it at my side. And as you guys have seen me in battle, I have also battled with the bow of the violin. Somewhat specified to act as more of a rapier, which is my preferred weapon as well. My clothes, extravagant, as best as it can be at least, with the money we get from adventures, and you can always see me usually purchasing gems to keep going and making myself keep upkeep of my good looks.
Excellent. Who wants to go next?
I guess I will. Hi, I'm Claire. Nice to meet you all. Not really. Some of you. Not naming any names. Bard.
That's not a name, it's true. Actually, I did meet a bard once.
I hate you so much. Anyways. I'm a rather large cat person. Wear scaled mail and am currently just kind of fiddling with the hammer as I glare over at the bard sitting across the table from me. I am an investigator in the city. By that I mean private. I'm not actually paid by anyone on the city guard. I'm not really much of a people person, if I'm being very honest. You might call me curious, because I love a good mystery. Kind of why I got into this investigation business, if I'm being honest. Oh well, that's really all there is to me. No. Who's next?
I guess I'll go next. My name is Tari. My the cloak of my hood is up, but you can see my white hair still falling slightly out of my cloak, the hood of my cloak. You can see my green eyes shining under the hood. I tend to keep to myself, being that I am a cleric of Helm. Sorry, I lost my spot here on my page. My skin is slightly tanned from working outside. You also know that I'm a Twilight cleric.
Yes, a new type of cleric.
I am not exactly human, but I am human. How do you pronounce that? I'm sorry, Perry.
Kalishtar.
Kalishtar.
Yes.
Gesundheit.
Though most
Yeah,
people don't know
exactly.
what that is.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't normally. I wouldn't tell anyone, but people that I trust. For everyone else, I just let them assume I am human. But you all know that I'm Kalishtar. And you also know that I don't actually speak verbally. I speak telepathically.
Really freaks me out sometimes, for being honest.
Most people won't be able to tell a difference. They think I'm speaking to them out loud, and they just respond.
Yeah, but I try to read your lips and they aren't moving. It really freaks me out.
We'll never need to, because it's going to be perfectly clear in your mind. Just
A
like
giant
right now.
cat. Who do you think you freak out?
What?
All right.
I'm adorable.
I guess I'll go next then. So my name is Jeff. I am a half-elf drow. I do what I want, when I want, with who I want, however I want. The people around this table are useful enough as it is, so I guess you could call them the closest thing I have to friends. And that's all I feel like telling you about myself right now, to be honest.
Excellent. Last but not least, Xena.
I'm
She
a
just
wood.
says,
Oh my god, yes. I know, right? Well, I'm a wood elf, and I'm tall. I have, I look to have a lot of belts and utensils that seem to be placed around my belt. Some of which you are maybe confused about because they might resemble what looks to be like cooking utensils. You might be confused by that.
not confused at all. You stabbed a guy with one of those the other day.
um, but I seem like I'm, happy and smiling. I pretty I look pretty open to conversation, and I don't really feel like I know many of you yet, but I'm open to getting to know you.
All I know is she can kill somebody with a frying pan, and that scares me slightly.
Yes, she can use any weapon, and it's proficient with her skills. All right.
Don't touch my hammer.
Yes. So, currently you sit around a sturdy wooden table lit by a brightly burning candle and littered with plates cleared of food and half-drained tankards. The sounds of gamblers yelling and drunken adventurers singing bawdy songs nearly drown out the off-key strumming of a young bard 3 tables over. Then, all noise is eclipsed by a shout. "Ya pig! Like killing me mates, does ye?" Then, a 7-foot-tall half-orc is hit by a wild swinging punch from a male human whose shaved head is covered with eye-shaped tattoos. 4 other humans stand behind him, ready to jump into the fray. The half-orc cracks her knuckles, roars, and leaps at the tattooed figure. But before you can see if blood is drawn, a crowd of spectators clusters around the brawl. What do you do?
Nothing to do with me. Go back to drinking my ale. This could make for a good story. I'm going to see what's going on and try to break my way through.
Do I recognize the person that they're attacking?
Yes, you do. It is your friend, actually, Yagra Stonefist, a half-orc that you have come to spar with from time to time and just sort of built a rapport with over the last week or so since you've been in town.
Well, I want to help.
Okay.
So I pull out a wooden spoon.
You got a wooden spoon. Is it like a large spoon? Is it like a stirring spoon? Okay.
Yeah, like one of those that you stir like a stew with.
Okay. Cool. So you got one of those, and you and Vince are going. Vince are going. Is anyone else going?
I'll hop up and join into the crowd and watch, see how many skulls she cracks, and if I feel like it, I might join.
All right.
Blair sighs and downs the last of his ale and stands up to follow her.
All right. I need everyone who wants to join in to roll initiative. So Xena, to do that, you click your token. Everyone click your token and click the roll initiative button that you'll see in the top left. Jeff, feel free to help her.
I was muted, but yeah, Tari was going to slip her on the side of the crowd.
Oh, that's really easy. Oh my god, there's music. Holy crap.
I may have gotten a little distracted by Bonnie, who's right behind me when I get up from my chair.
That's
There was a
cool
lot
if
more
there's
ale in that
music.
glass than I thought.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna sort. Okay, first up, Tari, you begin making your way through. What would you like to do? There's a big crowd of people. It's gonna be difficult to sort of get through here. What are you doing? You're the first up. I don't know if you heard me.
Who's Tari?
That's Zell.
That's me. I'm looking.
Okay.
Sorry. So I didn't get to see who the aggressors were specifically.
You can't really see them right now. The one that you did see, you can't see them very well, but you did see one man who had a bald head with eye-shaped tattoos on his head. And the rest of them just look like just some bandit-looking dudes.
Okay.
But there's just
And
this
that
crowd
is
of people.
to my east, right?
Yes.
The center stone circle here is impassable, I take it?
So that center stone circle is actually a giant well, deep pit that goes way, way, way down into a place called Under Mountain. You don't want to go in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
And then all these people between us and them are just the crowd.
Yes, just a giant mess of people.
Alright.
It's actually thicker than it looks. I just didn't want to fill up the whole goddamn...
What are you doing? I can't see anything on the map. It just says Waterdeep Dragon Heist, so I guess I'll
Oh,
look at text screen.
oh no, I'll move you over. I forgot since you weren't in the last thing. I couldn't move you ahead of time, but I'll move you now. You should see now. It'll start changing.
Yeah, I see.
Cool.
I climb up on the table to get a better view.
Okay. As you climb up over the table, you see now that the three men are basically ganging up on this half-orc woman. She has gray skin and just looks is extremely tall, like 7 feet tall, and she's just knocking them down one by one as they jump on top of her. But she's sort of losing control of the situation as there's just too many people on her right now.
Okay. Let's see. That's how much movement did I use there?
Not much. It's 5 feet or so.
Okay. I am going to move to the southeast corner of the next table that's vacant, and I'm going to cast Sleep.
Okay. Are you doing it on like the crowd or including the bandit people, or where are you centering it?
I'm centering it.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is you're gonna have to hit probably other people when you're using sleep.
Yes, and sleep will target the lowest health. Remember first.
So I'm gonna center it on the bandits, the bandit-looking people.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for that sleep. All right. Okay. You put let's see. Let me look up the radius real quick of sleep. 1 second. I just want to see
90-foot radius from
20-foot circle though, centered on a
20-foot
point.
circle.
So
Yeah.
if you aim it sort of near the back, you can avoid hitting the commoners.
Okay.
I think. All right, so that'll put 2 of them. So you put 2 of the bandits to sleep with that spell. Good job. Where's the sleep button? Hold on. 1 moment. I thought there was one, but we'll just do. Oh. Yeah, we'll just do that. Whatever. All right. 2 of them have now fallen asleep. Good job. It's at this point that you watch as Yagra, the half-orc, punches the one man with the bald head, and he's looking really roughed up at this point, and she just takes a big swing at him, and he's looking bloodied at this point as she sort of knocks a tooth out of his mouth onto the ground. He sort of spits blood and grins at her, and they're still fighting. All right, Xena, you're up. So you just saw Tari jump up on the table and cast a spell. And 2 of the guys went to sleep.
And Tari is where on the map?
She just jumped up on the table
Oh,
sort
I
of to
see
the
the two.
southeast.
Okay,
Yes.
to the right of me. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna hold my action for now.
Okay. This bandit is currently asleep, so he cannot do anything. All right, Jeff, you're up.
So my Mask of Many Faces, can I use that since I'm not technically in the combat, or
Yes.
do I not have the ability to do that?
Yes, it will take your action, but you can use it.
Okay, so I'm going to do Mask of Many Faces
Mm-hmm.
and disguise myself as one of the patrons that is kind of watching the fight.
Okay.
And I'm going to step up right behind it.
All right.
Just watch.
Good. Okay. Vince, you're up.
I get out of my chair, twirl around to see Bonnie there.
She's
Give a
right
short
beside
bow
you.
with a wink as I step onto the circle table here that's vacant, and I will go ahead and shout to the bandits still awake. You need many of you to fight just one person. Pathetic! As I use Miss Vicious.
Okay. It's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the DC?
13.
All right. You watch. Go ahead and roll damage. You watch as he sort of looks over at you, and he sort of looks down, and he just feels bad about himself after what you said, and then he gets a nosebleed. He's still alive though. All right.
And then I'll do one more look back to Bonnie and give another wink and look forward.
Yeah.
Let me know whenever you start at the top, because I want to use my action before you start back at the top again.
Got it. The one bandit who is being attacked will smack one of the other ones on upside the head and be like, "Get up! We got work to do. We got to kill this woman for what she did to our buddies." And he'll wake him up. At that point, Glare, it's your turn.
All right. He finishes his ale and stands up, pulls out his shield and his hammer, and just starts slowly walking towards them. And on the way, I'll send out thunderclap.
You're just gonna do it right here?
I'm just doing it right there. I'm not hitting anyone, but it'll make a noise that can be heard within 100 feet.
All right.
Just to get everyone's attention.
Yes. So you do this massive thunder. And what's that look like when you do it?
I just stand up and start hammering against the shield with my hammer, and just shockwaves of just be seen riveting off of it.
Okay.
My eye twitches a little bit. I hate it when he does that.
Yes. This sort of really cacophonous noise sort of echoes out and down the well as well, sort of echoing off the walls as this sort of endless looking well just echoes this thunderclap even louder than it normally would seem. Everyone sort of turns and looks at you for a moment as this happens, and then
I continue my movement until I'm standing beside them.
You-
All right,
you see,
break it
you
up,
see
come
Atari
on.
stick in earplugs.
Why is this cat so damn loud?
If your goddamn noise hasn't attracted the city watch, mine definitely will, so why don't you idiots break it up so I can get back to my drink? And I'll end my turn.
all right. You watch now as one of the bandits actually pulls out a scimitar and slashes Yagra like straight across the chest, and everyone gasps as they didn't expect weapons to be pulled in the middle of this, since it started off as a fist fight. She's looking kind of rough right now, but what was the action that you wanted to do, Xena? Now that you've seen this.
Well, I guess I'm gonna just jump up on the table next to Tari,
Okay.
and
You can move yourself if you'd
Actually,
like.
I'm gonna
Okay.
move there, so I'm standing in the front if I can.
oh,
Oh, are you
Well,
gonna
then
move
I'll
there?
go.
Sorry.
well, I was just gonna move wherever you aren't. So
Yeah, go for it. Well, I wanted to take as many people into my I get as many people in my threat circle as I could. So
yeah. Well, which one is the one that hit Yagra?
probably one of the ones up front if it's a scimitar.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's the one directly in front of her is the bald man
Am
with
I
the.
able to move here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'll just go there, and then I'll just make a roll to try to hit the one that hit her.
Are you trying to get up into melee? You're gonna have to squeeze through these people. So either
Okay.
make a strength athletics check to try to push your way through, or like an acrobatics to see if you can like weave through them somehow to get through.
Okay, hold on.
Up to you.
Or acrobatics jump over them with a cool
I'm
backflip.
gonna do acrobatics since I have hired
All
acrobatics.
right, so to do that, select your token, and then you'll see something up there called Roll Skill Check. Click that, and there'll be a drop down you can choose from.
Oh,
And-
cool.
yes.
Submit.
Perfect. All right. You try to duck and weave your way through, but you only get about halfway there for now, and you're not able to get through the crowd quite yet. But let's say you're like right there.
Okay, so can I just try to trip the one that I'm next to?
The commoner, yeah. Go ahead and make a strength, make an athletics check to see if you can trip him. This will be a contested strength check.
You said, wait, athletics, right?
Yes. Oh, wow. So the commoner tries to fight back, but you sort of just kick really hard and just sweep their legs from out from underneath them, and they fall to the ground. All right. We'll say that took your action, but now you have a clear line of sight for next round. All right. Tari, you're up again.
Well, now that a weapon's been drawn, I don't feel so bad. The one with the scimitar, I'm gonna attempt to hit with a guiding bolt.
Oh, wow. Okay. Go ahead and... Oh, my goodness.
That's
All right.
a good way to start the fight.
Go ahead and roll an attack. Roll spell attack. Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
So to roll damage, all you have to do. Yep, there you go.
All right. I'll rip this guy. All right. So you watch as Tari sort of shoots this purple beam of energy straight towards the one with the scimitar, and it strikes him in the back and sort of sears him, and his eyes sort of go white as his back gets burnt, and he falls to the ground. He's out. He's not breathing.
And then as a bonus action, healing word on...
So you can't use two spells at the same...
okay.
If one's a
If it was
cantrip.
yeah.
It's not a cantrip, unfortunately.
Don't worry, that was going to be my move, my friend.
Is that guy dead? Like 100% dead?
He's dead, yeah.
Okay.
He's dead. At this point, Yagra will roar, and she attempts to punch one of the men, but he dodges out of the way. She's looking really, really hurt now, though. Xena, you're up.
Okay. I'm next to
Yes.
like 4 of them.
Yeah. So you see one of them is asleep, and the other one is looking hurt, but he's not quite.
I don't think these people are actually fighters that you're standing among. They're just
Oh.
commoners.
Oh, they're just
Okay,
commoners.
They're
Yeah.
I didn't know,
watching the
okay.
fight.
Yes.
Well, I want to try to weave through again.
All right.
Well, we got a clear path now. You just tripped one of the commoners.
Yes, you have a clear path. You can just run up to him now.
So
Which
like
one did I put down?
right here, or
The
is
one in
that
the
where
middle.
I would move?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll just
One
delete
middle.
him. I'll just delete him since he's dead.
Okay.
Yes. So you rush up, you jump over the one that you just tripped over, and you're now right in his face. And he's sort of looking at Yagra, but you're getting him from behind now.
Getting him from behind. Okay.
Yes.
So.
That's the technical term. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what do I click on to be able to attack for this roll 20?
Okay. So
Skill or ability check or?
No, we're gonna have to make you macros later on, but for now, just type into the chat /roll space 1d20 plus whatever your modifier is. So it'll be +5. This is your to hit with a quarterstaff.
All roll 1d20, all one thing.
Yeah, so /roll space 1d20 +5. That's your to hit. Okay. So unfortunately, with your first swipe with your spoon, he manages to see you coming up from behind him with a spoon. He's like, "What the hell?" And he sort of turns and dodges out of the way. But you can do an unarmed strike as a bonus action as a monk if you'd like.
The same thing.
Yes, this will be with your
Rolling.
fist or your knee or whatever you want. Yeah. It's also +5. Same deal.
/ roll.
Yeah, that
Nice.
definitely hits. So for this one, you roll it's your unarmed strike, so it's a 1d4 +3. All right. So you miss once with the spoon, and he dodges out of the way, but he doesn't see your left hand coming in for a strike, and you get him right in the kidney, and his eyes go white as he seizes up. Did you mean for it to be a lethal strike, or were you just trying to knock him out?
Well, was he the one that was attacking Yagra?
He wasn't using the scimitar, but he was attacking her.
Nah, then not lethal.
Okay. So he falls to the ground. He's unconscious, but he's still breathing. Okay. At this point, the battle seems to have swayed. The one bandit is still asleep. However, it's at this moment that shouts of alarm ring out among the population of this yawning portal. A hulking creature climbs up out of the shaft in the middle of the tap room. A monster with warty green skin, a tangled nest of wiry black hair, a long carrot-shaped nose, and bloodshot eyes. As it bares its yellow teeth and howls, you can see that a half-dozen bat-like creatures are attached to its body, with 5 more circling above it like flies. Everyone in the tavern reacts in fear except for the barkeep Dernan, who shouts, "Troll!"
Okay, in my defense, I didn't know one was that close.
Yes. So now you guys see this troll pop up, and a bunch of these little bat-looking motherfuckers. Alright, and you hear screaming everywhere as this goes on, and I'm just going to put all these people in initiative order. I'm going to take him out. Well, he's asleep, so I'll just take him out.
I really love this music so far.
Thank you. Just putting them in initiative. And they'll go at the start of the next round when we do the new round. And we'll go ahead and throw Dernan in as well. Alright, now that the troll is here. Okay, so Xena, that was your turn. You see this troll, this big giant green hand, pull its way up out of the well, and these bat-like creatures are attached to its body, and you're like, oh shit. Jeff, you just saw Xena take out a bandit, and now this has happened now. What do?
Turn around, look at the troll, and be like, now this is my kind of customer. So I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to leave this boring freaking fight over here, and I'm going after the troll.
Alright, what are you doing?
Alright, I'm going to move right in front of this, right there.
And just so everyone knows, the grid is 5 feet per square. And you have about 30 feet of movement. I think Xena might have 40. Oh, Jesus, you have 45, Xena. Everyone else is 30, but Xena is really fast.
Okay, then I can move right there. So I'm going to stop right here. And then I didn't make any macros either, so I'm going to probably have to roll my stuff myself. So
Yes.
do that. And then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at the first little bat bastard. So I guess it's this one right there.
Got it. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
So what is that? D20 plus 6? Yeah. Roll
Eldritch Blade.
D20 plus 6, right? And boop, bam.
So that misses, unfortunately. Goes a bit wide, as those things are too tiny and they quick, as they kind of dodge about and dart about the area. Kind of dodge your Eldritch Blast as you sort of swing with your sword, and the blue line just barely cuts past it.
Okay. As a bonus action,
Oh.
before I finish, I'm going to use Hexblade's Curse on the troll.
Alright, I will mark that. We'll put a little thing on there to show Hexblade's Curse. Alright. Good turn. Vince, you're up.
I'll look over to our half-orc friend and say, "Our fight is not over yet, but have no fear, we'll win, for we have me on our side."
Okay.
So I'll give him healing word. Give her healing word for 5 points,
Okay. She will
and then
accept it.
15.
Maybe the troll will do us a favor and kick him into
I
the
didn't.
freaking well.
I'll jump up here, and I'll look to the troll. "No one invited you to this party. How about you just get out of here? You're trash anyways." This is
Okay.
mockery.
Yes.
I'm tempted to let it run at him.
What's the DC on that?
13.
All right. The troll seems unaffected by your mocking.
Oh no!
And it just sort of grins and bares its teeth as it sees all these nice meals around it. All right. Glare, you were up.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and thunderclap.
Oh, okay. So you're hitting the 2 bats with that. Is that a Constitution saving throw?
That is a Constitution 13.
Got it. The first one resists. The second one fails. So go ahead and roll damage. That still kills it. So you clap and
Walk up, just banging my shield with my
Yeah.
hammer. Like, "Hey, ugly, over here!" As you just knock one into the freaking pit.
yes, and actually, when you hit it with that, you watch as it pops, like just in a gross way as bits of its body fall into the pit. Blood sort of pops out everywhere, suggesting that perhaps they were drinking the blood of this troll. And sort of harvesting it, but it pops into a spatter of blood and falls down, and it's
Finish
dead.
my-
That
Can I
was rather
stand there?
disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross. All right, you have now engaged with the troll. I'm gonna go ahead and shift the initiative order now, since it's the end of the round. Okay. Next up is one of the little bat creatures, the one that you didn't kill with your thunderclap, is gonna try to suck your blood. By the way, this is what they look like. Let's go ahead and show you guys. They're
Oh, I
like,
hate these things.
Yeah.
yes. They kind of look like a cross between a bat and an oversized mosquito, and it's going to try to suck your blood.
Kind of figured.
Oh my god! That's a critical. Already on my first roll, player. Alright, you take, my goodness. 11.
Are we not meant to see your rolls?
No, I don't know why it's doing this. I'll have to fix this later, but I'm supposed to roll in the open, but for some reason I think the whole game is set to whisper to GM for some reason. Crystal Straw didn't do that. But anyway, you take 11 points of
Oh, jeez.
piercing
All right.
damage, and it attaches to you as it sucks your blood.
That's not good.
So now it's sort of...
Troll bearing down on me. I wasn't expecting that thing to do that much damage.
Yes, this was really unlucky. All right, so it is now just sort of latched onto you and sucking your blood, and you're like, oh!
Oh, I am so hitting my shield in a sec here.
Yes. Oof, that's rough. Tari, you're up. You see Glare just take a big thing as this thing jabs its stinger right into his neck and starts sucking his blood. What do you do?
I will pull out my short bow and attempt to shoot the thing to kill it.
The music stopped, by the way, if you want
It
to.
hasn't for me.
As
Oh,
in for
different
me.
me. That's weird.
Try refreshing. What would you say you wanted to do, Tari?
Pull out my short bow and take a shot
Do it.
at the one attached to Glare.
Cool. Go ahead and make an attack roll. All right.
Nope.
You miss, unfortunately, as the shot goes wide. Is there anything else?
What exactly were you
And
aiming
then-
at with that? Just curious.
A bonus action healing word on Glare.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Oh, pretty good.
Alright, you heal 5 points of healing word as this like soothing purple energy sort of radiates around you and starts healing up your wounds. Would you like to move or anything, Tari?
No.
Cool. Next up is another one of these bat-looking motherfuckers. It's actually gonna attack this bard over here. It's gonna try to drain his blood, but
Oh, Lord!
But it misses, unfortunately. It rolls a natural 1, and the bard sort of like as he sort of dodges out of the way, and he actually goes and hides under the table after that. Meanwhile, Yagra sort of grunts and pushes her way through the crowd. Takes her action to sort of push through, but she makes it through, and she sort of walks by where she was sitting and grabs a mace. Actually, is it a mace or is it a... Hold on. Yeah, it is a mace. She grabs her mace and she's getting ready for battle, but she can't quite do it just yet because she used her action. The other bloodsucker is going to go to one of the patrons of the bar and try to drain them. It misses. Again, another natural 1. Oh my goodness.
Oh, sure. I get the 20.
Yeah, I've rolled a 20 and 2 ones for the enemies. Alright, Xena, you're up.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna... Do I have to push my way back through again, or no?
No, you're fine.
And I can move 4 spaces? Or...
You have 45 feet of movement.
Oh!
You can get all the way over there if you wanted to.
Yes.
Go
Okay.
all the way over here.
You're like a ninja.
I guess I'll just go, like, right here.
Alright, so you dodge through, duck and weave. You step over the person who's still knocked down. You jump on a table, jump on another table, jump on the third table, then jump down in front of the troll. And now you're in front of it.
And then I have my rolling pin this time.
Okay, it's getting serious. Alright.
This is getting serious. It's not just a wooden spoon this time.
Yes.
So let me roll. / roll 1 plus.
Nice.
Yes, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. / roll. Hold on. 1d6 plus 3.
Oh, damn.
Then can I take a bonus action?
Yes,
Or-
to do an unarmed strike.
Yes.
However you'd like to flavor that.
Okay. 1d20. I probably don't. I missed.
No, you hit him, but it sort of hurts your hand as you weren't able to like make the impact that you wanted. It's like, oh, it's tough skin, muscle.
Okay. Well, I have a question for unarmed strike. Can I pull his hair out?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then I hit him the first time. Hold on. Let me see what I do for this damage. Really quick.
Well, you didn't quite hit, so you didn't do damage.
Oh.
So you try to pull on his hair, but it's like, God, this
okay.
hair is thick, you know? It's
There
like,
we go. Okay, well then I go ahead and I hit him upside the head with a rolling pin, and then I try to grab his hair and pull his hair off, and I don't quite get it.
Yep. You're like, shit.
It's super greasy. It's gross.
Ew.
Oh yeah, it slips
Nasty.
off. There's like a grease on your hand now.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man.
All right.
I can just imagine her looking at her hand at this point like, that's disgusting.
Maybe you could save it and use it to cook later, huh?
I'm
Who's the
watching
bard in this group? Come on.
All right. Next up is one of the bat skeeto things, and it sort of goes underneath the table and looks at the bard, and he's like, ah! As it stares at him, and it goes in for a stinger attack, but he sort of rolls out of the way, and you hear a plink from his loot as he sort of rolls over his loot. But he didn't get hit. He dodged out of the way.
What the fuck?
He's lucky. Jeff, you're up. Jeff.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna change it up this time, because you still got one of the bats up right here, okay?
Yep.
That's attached to glare.
Right, okay, so what I'm gonna do... actually...
Please don't miss.
Well, I've got a question now, actually. So Green Flame Blade, does that take my turn? Like, can I cast it and then actually do a melee attack?
I think it's your bonus action, so I think you can still attack after you.
Well, it's not... I'm not showing it under bonus
You
action.
just it's part of your melee attack. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm dual wielding my daggers.
Yep.
And as I'm running towards the little bat, because the little bastard dodged my Eldritch Blast, so I'm going to go in a little bit closer this time. I cast Green Flame Blade on my main hand dagger as I go in for an attack.
Awesome.
So
And
Let's see, what is this?
which one is getting the main attack? Is it the bat, and then the flame is hitting the troll?
Yeah. I'm gonna do the bat, and then if I do hit with the flame, then the flame will jump to the troll.
Yes. Cool.
Okay, so.
And it's kind of weird at this level. At the low level, the flame only hits the troll, but later on it'll do both. So
Yeah. So basically, it just hops to 1 and does 5 points of fire damage, right?
yeah,
Okay. So
go ahead and roll your attack on the bat.
20 plus 5.
Let me read this again, just so I make sure I understand.
Alright, so.
Let's make a melee attack. Okay. On a hit, the target suffers the attack. Okay, so you have to
Right, so I
hit
actually
for the
have to-
flame. Yes.
Right. Ooh, hold on. Don't want to do that. 1d20 plus 5. Slash roll. I need to make macros.
Yeah.
Nice.
Boom!
That hits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage, and then roll the fire damage, which I believe is a 1d8.
I thought it was just a flat 5 points of damage.
It says
Maybe I read it wrong. So that's for the actual dagger hit, right?
yes, that's your dagger damage. So you pop that thing with your first dagger strike. As your dagger lights up with this green flame, you stab into it, and the flame jumps and leaps to the troll. But you pop this thing like a water balloon, except filled with blood, and it sort of splatters all over Glare as it was kind of stuck onto him. So Glare, you got blood in your eyes and shit.
That's your own blood too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
As I'm spitting through the air after killing it, I'm cackling to myself.
Yes.
Really hate these things.
So we're gonna roll a d8 for the fire damage.
So roll d8. Boom.
Nice.
All right, 6
6
points
for the
of
troll.
damage, and you notice that as the troll gets these green flames sort of lick at the troll, it looks like it's panicking, and it really hates this fire. It goes, "Roar!" And yes, and as you do that, Durnan says, "Good job, keep using fire."
Oh, look what I did.
Yes. Yes. At that point, actually, Durnan reaches underneath the counter of the bar and draws a large greatsword, and he just sort of springs over, putting one hand, his palm on the bar table, and sort of leaping over with his legs, greatsword drawn in the other hand, and he just comes rushing forth at this troll. And just the way that he moves, you can tell that this man has seen some fighting in his day, and this sword is definitely very intimidating in the way that it looks, and he's gonna take 4 swings at this.
Right.
So he's just going, just cutting this troll up. Let's see. First one misses, unfortunately, as he's not able to cut through the troll's hide. Second attack strikes true. Third attack, the troll sort of grabs it in its claw, and then for the fourth attack, he sort of skewers it in the stomach. He deals a good portion of damage, as now the troll is definitely looking bloodied. Its regeneration isn't kicking in, as the burn marks are sort of from the green flame are preventing the troll from regenerating as it normally can. At that point, Vince, it's your turn. The troll is still up, but it's definitely bloodied.
I'll look to see that some civilians are still in danger, and I will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I will go ahead and actually, I'll jump down here for my last part of my movement, as I get the my bow of my violin out as I try to stab it.
All right. Hey, okay. Yeah, you pop that thing like a balloon, and blood sort of splatters all over the table in front of you and kind of seeps into the wood.
And I give a wink to the civilian I just saved.
Yes, they just look petrified as their face is covered with blood.
And then I will go ahead and Not.
What'd you say you were doing?
That'll be it.
Oh, okay.
I changed my mind.
All right. At this point, it is the troll's turn. It's going to make 3 attacks. The first one, it goes for Durnan with one of its claws. But he sort of blocks it with his great sword. Then it will turn to Xena and try to claw at her. But Xena, you sort of dodge out of the way, sort of doing like a backwards sort of Matrix-style dodge of that attack. And then it's going to come down and try to bite you, Xena. But again, you're too nimble and agile. You're sort of ducking and weaving as you got your rolling pin ready to retaliate. Glare, you're up.
All right.
Wow, that troll rolled like shit.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. I'm hitting you with my hammer. I'm done.
Okay. Then make an attack roll. That hits.
All right.
Bonk.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, so you strike it in the leg and it sort of just looks down at you and then focuses back on the main threats.
My toe.
Tari, you're up again.
I am not amused.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at the troll.
Okay. We'll make a dex save, I believe, for that.
Yes.
Yeah, so a column of purple flame comes down atop the troll, but he manages to see it and sidestep out of the way as he's now fearing any type of fire. So unfortunately, he misses.
I think mine is wrong here. It's a DC 13. And
Yeah, he rolled an 18.
Blech.
Well, 17
Okay.
plus 1.
This troll is good at saving throws. I figured this out.
The
already.
wisest of trolls.
The wisest of trolls.
Not again.
I used to roll really high for everything. Alright. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
There's nothing else I can currently do. No.
Cool. It's Yagra's turn. She will rush up to the troll, coming beside you, Glare, this time wielding her mace. And she will take 2 swings with her mace at the creature. And she has advantage because you are considered an ally, and she has pack tactics for some reason. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah. So both of those hit as she strikes one leg and then strikes another leg. Oof, this troll is looking mighty hurt. One of the bat-like creatures will attempt to. They're just going after this bard now because.
Ooh, do I even want to save him now if they're going after the bard?
This time he finally gets hit by one of them, and it sort of latches on to the target. So you hear screaming from underneath the table as he's being assaulted by these bat creatures. Xena, you're up.
Okay, well, I will try to hit again.
Do it. Rolling.
Okay. God.
Get him.
Okay, hold on. Let me get back to this screen. Let me see if this works. Ah, it works.
It does work. But you miss, unfortunately. You try to hit him.
I made a random, like, simple macro.
Perfect. Look at you.
That
I'm
works.
impressed. So the first strike you hit, but it doesn't seem to have the effect you want.
Okay. And as a bonus action, I can do it unarmed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also, if you'd like, spend a key point and do 2 unarmed strikes. It's up to you, though. You only have a couple of those.
No.
Okay. That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll 1d4 plus 3 for the unarmed. Kapow! You kick him right in the nuts. 7 points of damage. Oh, the troll sort of bends over. He's really pissed, but he's looking really hurt. You see him like looked in dazed now, being hit every which way.
Cross-eyed a little bit.
Yes. The other bat will continue the assault on the poor bard under the table as the screaming intensifies. But he manages to roll out of the way from that bat too. Oh my goodness. And Jeff, you're up. Troll's looking really weak in front of you.
Alright, see if we can finish this bastard off. I'm gonna attack him the same way I did the bat first time.
All
I'm
right.
dual wielding my daggers this time, so casting. I know that there's nothing for. Well, I guess is there anything close enough for me to actually take? No,
I
the
think it
bats-
has to
the
be
bats are
within
too far
5
away.
feet. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
10.
so they're too far away. But still, fire damage for him. So yeah, just gonna do a regular dagger attack.
Okay.
So 1d20 plus 5.
Yep.
Whoa! Every time.
Oh, yeah, that definitely hits. 1d4 plus
I think it's 3.
3 for the dagger.
Yeah, 1d4 plus 3.
All right.
Alright, and then because I'm dual wielding, I get a second attack off of the other dagger, right?
Yes, you cannot add the plus 3, but you can do the
1d4.
yeah, the 1d.
Right. Okay, so. F.
All right. Well, you got to roll another 1d20 plus 5 to see if you hit.
Oh, okay. So, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So 1d. I forget you got to actually hit with that one too.
Yep.
1d20 plus 5 again.
So that one, unfortunately, you're not able to pierce the hide quite enough, but you take a big chunk out of him with the first strike. He howls out in pain. He's now bleeding. You see this sort of green blood now leaking onto the floor as the troll is breathing heavy, slowly. You've weakened him a lot, and now Durnan comes in with his greatsword, almost assuredly going to kill this thing.
Finish him.
Oh God. Oh my God, he rolled a crit. So you watch as Durnan just takes the great sword and just sort of slides it across the ground and slices upward, and the troll's head just comes flying off and falls down into the pit below. And yeah, the troll's dead.
Rather effective.
Yep. All right. There's still bats though. Vince, you're.
I was gonna say, did he want to?
Oh,
hit?
yes, he can actually. I forgot. He's gonna come up and try to help this guy. Let's see if he can. He's got 4 attacks, so I'm sure he can. Yeah, he kills one bat, and then he's gonna try again. He kills both bats. Yeah. Oh my God. Fucking beast.
That's what I figured. So I thought I'd let him.
Yes. And with that, combat is over. The bar room is quiet, and Durnan sort of looks to you all, and he says, he points to you, Vince, and he says, get the lamp oil behind the counter. We got to douse its body.
And then I will go do that.
And he'll turn to the rest of you and say, you fought well.
I'm just gonna move up and start burning the body with sacred flame.
Cool. Yes. So you all cover the troll with oil and light it aflame, and now there's a burning troll carcass in the middle of the tavern, and Durnan sort of looks down solemnly and he says, looks like something's stirring in Under Mountain again.
Under Mountain, you say? I'm gonna walk back over to the table, kick my feet up, and go back to my drink while I listen to what Durnan has to say.
Says, yeah, there's a dungeon down there, not safe for budding adventurers like yourselves, but it's created by some crazy mage way back when, and I don't know, it's supposed to be some kind of treasure down there, but ain't
Feet
nobody
come off
going
the
down
table.
there.
Treasure, you say?
You're not ready to go in there yet, punk.
I kick my feet back. Like, what you say, old man?
And he'll call over Bonnie and he'll say, let the guards know what happened. Tell them to send some folks from the spires. And Bonnie will head out and do as he says. What do the rest of you all do?
I haven't been to the Underdark before. Or the
Once
Undermountain
the
before.
troll finishes burning, I'm just gonna repair the floor with mending.
Oh, nice. Durnan
What are
will...
we going to do with our friends who started a brawl to begin with?
I actually forgot.
Oh,
about
that's
them,
right.
being
I
honest.
forgot about him. The cat and I see eye to eye for a change.
Durnan will say, we'll get the city watch in here, and they'll figure out what happened.
After Tari repairs the floor, she's just gonna go sit back down at the table and start to drink some more.
Bonnie, a round for my friends, please, as I go back to the table with you guys.
Alright.
Body's not there.
She'll come back eventually. But Xena, did you want to do something?
Yagra is still there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I walk up to Yagra and I say, "So, another brawl again. How many does that make it this year?"
She'll say, "Ha, Xena, good to see you again."
Good to see you.
And she'll sort of put her hands up as if to expect you to, like, punch.
Yeah,
Punch in their hand.
I do.
Okay, so you punch in like you two are friends, and she's like, I had him, Y'all didn't have to jump in. I've dealt with worse.
I know you have.
I lean over and look at her and say, "Why do you think I was just watching?"
She sort of turns to
Glares.
him and she glares at him and she's like, are these scrawny people you're with considered men?
For now.
She seems to value
Who's
strength.
talking their muscles.
At least we agree on that.
So, I say, how have you been? What have you been up to? Clearly,
Oh,
you're having a good time.
Making
know.
friends, I see.
Making friends, yes.
just drinking after the job. You know how it is. I kind of roughed up one of their ilk earlier, and I guess they had a bone to pick with me.
Well, where are you headed next?
Well, I'm gonna stay here for a while. Probably get out of here before the city watch gets here. But it was good seeing you again, Xena. Maybe
You
we'll
too.
catch up sometime. She sort of heads out, not wanting to get caught up with the guards, but eventually...
As she's leaving, I will say, I would love to hear stories about Xena one day from you.
She flips you off and continues.
I give a thumbs up. But I actually think I like her.
Flips you off.
Yes. At this point, you see a man sort of pushing through the crowd, and he looks kind of like this. I'll just send you a picture. And if anyone sees, that's what he looks like. And he comes to you all as you're sitting down at the table again, and he says, you be adventurers, am I right? I could really use your help. Is it okay if we talk for a moment?
I mean, buy us
Sure.
around. Listening to... I mean, it'll
definitely
make
helps
listening
me
so much
listen.
easier. Yeah.
All right. The man who approached you strokes his mustache and adjusts his floppy hat, and then tightens his scarf, and he says, Volothamp Gedarm, but my friends call me Volo. Chronicler, wizard, and celebrity at your service. I trust you've noted the violence in our fair city these past 10 days. I haven't seen so much blood since my last visit to Baldur's Gate. But now I fear I have misplaced a friend amid this odious malevolence.
At that point, Glaire's gonna kind of sit up. Oh, someone's missing, you say?
Yes, my friend's name is Floon Blagmar. He's got more beauty than brains, I worry. And I think he took a bad way home a couple nights ago and was kidnapped, or worse. Listen, if you agree to track him down with all due haste, I can offer you 10 dragons apiece now. And I can give you 10 times that when you find Floon. May I prevail upon you in my hour of need. And you all know that a dragon is just another word for a gold piece. And 10 dragons is a lot of money.
More
It's
than
a
I usually
shitload of money. And 10 times that each is like 100 gold also on top of that if you manage to do it. So
Yes,
I'm a-
well, that's about standard fare for what I do.
I'm gonna go ahead and do an insight check to see if he wants anything else with this person, if they're even friends to begin with.
alright, go ahead and make an insight check.
I will do the same.
Go ahead and make an insight check. Anyone that wants to make an insight check, make an insight check.
Yeah, no, Glaire's not going to bother. He heard someone's missing and he's getting paid a shit ton. He doesn't care.
I'm
I don't
blinded by
care.
the
I think it
dragons.
sounds
I'm
like
fucking
fun.
going,
I don't really
no matter
care.
what.
All right. So the two of you believe that he is being genuine in that you think he's being genuine about his friend sort of being kidnapped and that he's really worried for him and that he wants you to help him. You do get with that role though, both of you actually, that he's being honest, but he may be stretching the truth just a little bit about how much he can pay. That's all for now.
Well, all right then. First question is, why do you think he's missing?
He says, he says to you that, well, 2 nights ago, he and I were drinking, and we were merrymaking at this bawdy bar in the dock ward. Not a great place to go, I know, but it's called the Skewered Dragon. I haven't seen him since then, and I'm just worried about him. That's a bad part of town. He's a handsome human man, early 30s. Again, he's really dumb, but he has wavy red blonde hair. You can't miss him.
So, sorry, where was it he said he was last seen?
He said the Skewered Dragon, which is a tavern, he says, in the dock ward, which, as you would know, is sort of the shady part of town, kind of like ghetto-ish, like not great.
What? Why were you there?
Well, that's a great question. But we don't often make the best choices, but we thought it'd be fun. He stayed there longer than I did.
So why do you think he would have been kidnapped?
That, I am afraid, I don't know. I was hoping you guys could help me figure that out.
Vince, did you see that?
Yeah, I just did.
All right.
Sorry, am I missing something?
No, we're
Oh, sorry, you're doing communication. Okay.
Yep.
All right then. Well, who do you think would have taken him then?
Again, I have no idea. I was hoping you all could investigate. I would suggest going around that area, perhaps talking to people, doing adventurer things to figure out what may have happened.
My friend, this is not a job for an adventurer. This is a job for an investigator.
He sort of tilts his head and looks at you quizzically. Are you an investigator?
I do happen to occasionally dabble in that. Just it pays the bills and quite enjoyable.
Just my luck. Well, this should be no problem for adventurers of your skill. And he sort of laughs.
Investigator. Right then. Well, there's not a lot to go on. Have you heard any demands, or what makes you think he would have been simply kidnapped and not killed?
I'm not sure what happened to him, to be honest. He might be fine for all I know. I'm just worried about him. We drank and we gambled for a few hours, and then I left, and that's the last I saw of him.
Do you know where he lives?
He says, yeah, he lives on Troll Skull Alley. And he sort of, you guys know where that is, but he sort of, it's in the sort of richer part of town.
His name was Vince, right?
So this man's name is Volo, but his friend's name is Floon.
Floon, right? Sorry.
Floon Blagmar, Floon. That's how you spell his first name. Blagmar is Blagmaar.
almost had it right.
I see. Well, how do you know if anyone else lives with him, or does he live alone?
No, he lives alone. As far as I know.
Might need to check out the apartment later, but anyways. All right. And have you not reported this to the guards for any reason?
Well, that's the problem. I have, but the city watch has a lot on its plate right now with the current the current happenings in the town with the Zentarum and the Xanathar's Guild is really taking their toll on the City Watch's resources, and a place like the Dock Ward with so much crime and the cesspool that it is, they don't really care to investigate it as carefully as they do some of the better parts of town. They
Right.
kind of snubbed me off, so...
Well, it's not a lot to go on so far.
Sounds to me like you didn't ask hard enough.
Oh, and you can do so much better.
I absolutely can.
Well, be my
God,
guest. I'm listening.
fucking asshole.
Teach me how to be an investigator.
Why would I teach you anything? Then it would make me obsolete.
That didn't happen a long time ago.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
Well, when can we get started? This sounds like a blast.
I propose a bet between the two of you. I'm interested to see how this goes.
Shut up, Bard.
First one to find the missing man gets all of the purse.
That is a lot of purse. I find a lot of good gadgets and stuff like that. You know what? You're on.
Oh my.
Not the entire
Hey!
purse. We get our fair share as well.
Yeah. What about us?
Just our share. That's what I mean.
All right.
Well, by all means, ask your questions then. That's what I thought.
All right. He reaches out and hands you each a pouch, a small black pouch, each one containing 10 gold pieces. So go ahead and mark down 10 gold pieces on your D&D Beyond. And he says, I'll be staying around here near the tavern for a while. Just come back around the same time as now, or I'll be here all day. It's fine. And just let me know what you find about Floon, if anything. I very much appreciate this. He's a weird one, but he has a good heart, and I really just want him back and safe.
See what I can do. Unfortunately, I can't make any promises. Seeing as how there's very little to go on, he might not even be alive, if I'm being honest.
All right.
Wow, way to be a worrywart.
I'm not worrying, I'm just telling the truth.
Directed to only each of you. We should probably rest first before we go searching. It
That's
has
fair,
been a
I'm
long
fairly
day.
tired.
All right.
No rest for the wicked. Let's go now.
Translation: I have spent all of my spell slots and need to spend the rest of the day.
I don't want to go to sleep. I'm very ready to go find this Floon.
Okay.
I mean, I'm ready to go, but if
At the very least, I
Our
wouldn't
friend.
mind checking out his apartment first to see if there's any sign he's been there. That shouldn't take too much of our time.
Fair enough. Apartment it is.
All right.
Ari just
Uh,
shrugs and follows you.
Okay. So you're heading towards the apartment first. Is that correct? All right. So you make your way to his home, and it's a very, very nice looking house in a very nice part of town. This is where old money lives. You know what I mean? So what would you like to do? You think you're in front of his house, as described by Volo. It's kind of got okay. You knock on the door. There's no answer.
Is there any kind of window or anything like that looking in?
Yeah, you peek in. You see it's pretty well furnished. A little messy, but it's doesn't look like there's anyone in there just from peeking in the window.
this whole time, by the way, I'm prestidigitation myself just to make myself really clean. I'm not even paying attention to what they're doing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is the door locked? I try the door.
You try it and it is locked.
Hey, did you hear that? Sounds like someone's screaming. I think I hear someone screaming in there. I kick in the door.
All right. You kick in the door. Make a strength athletics check to see if you can
That's totally
kick the
what
door
police
in.
do in real life too, so
Yeah.
they really do that.
Athletics, you said?
Yes.
EST.
Somebody wants to win pretty bad.
All right, you kick the door in, and it sort of, you don't break it completely, but you do kick it in, and when you do, you're inside. What do you do? It looks like a pretty well furnished home, almost like a noble's home.
Well, start looking. I want to see if it looks like anyone's been here for a couple of days. There's like any kind of layer of dust kicking in or anything like that.
Yeah. So you begin looking around, and investigating. Just what's your passive investigation?
My passive is 20.
Oh goodness. All right. So you guys watch as Glare begins sort of sniffing about and doing his investigation of the room. And
I love this music.
as he does so, you come to the conclusion, Glare, that he hasn't been here since the 2 days. Everything, all the clues that you find lead you to believe that once he left 2 days ago, he did not return from the dock ward. No one has lived here since then.
Well, that checks out at least.
I run through the door and say, "What happened? The door is broken. What happened here?"
That Yahoo over there, I point.
I thought I heard a scream. I was trying to be heroic.
Tari, you think you can fix it?
Ari starts mending the door.
Okay. You guys fix the door up. Do you guys kind of like try to shut it and make it how it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Is anybody else curious about the word Yahoo right now?
Hey, don't pick on me. Pick on
I will
someone your own
actually.
I mean, I can be your size if you like.
size. God.
Are we leaving the house?
No, I'm still looking around. I want to see if
Okay.
there's any, like, I'm going to
Is
look
there an
around to see.
upstairs or downstairs or what?
Yes, there is. There is an upstairs that you see. You're not sure about a downstairs yet, but there is definitely an upstairs.
Well, I want to go upstairs.
All right. You go upstairs. There are several bedrooms and also a bathroom there. And
in the bedroom?
as you sort of peek in, it just looks like just a normal bedroom. It's very upscale. Like this is a nice ass bedroom. There's this bed with like a sort of with like these red velvet covers and blankets and whatnot. And you know how like those rich people have those beds with covers with the drapes that come down? Yeah, it's like one of those types of beds. This looks like the master bedroom. There are two other bedrooms as well, but they're much smaller, but equally clean and well put together.
All right. Well,
Is there anything you'd like to do? Do you want to search the rooms or anything? What do you want to do?
Let's investigate.
I'm
the bedroom.
pretty bad at searching, so I'm just going to stand there and let them do it.
I want to look around for sure. I want to see if there's any kind of indication.
All right, we'll start up the music
Like-
again.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it.
You begin your investigation once again. Looking this time upstairs, you go from room to room with your little magnifying glass. You sniff around, doing your detective work, and
Yes.
you get the sense that
Yes.
you still come to the same conclusion. He hasn't been here. You find this like purple silk underwear that you didn't quite expect to find, but it's not relevant to the case. You sort of throw it down, and you still get the sense that nothing
Not something for
here.
Jeff.
Nothing here leads you to believe that he has been back within the last 2 days, nor has anyone actually.
Wonder what happened. Well, at the very least, we know he hasn't been here, so that leads credence to that tale.
I go find a chair and just sit down and like rest my head into my hands. Investigation work is so fun.
Quiet you.
Do I notice any? Does Tari notice anything hidden anywhere, like passive perception wise, of a 15?
No secret doors or anything like that. Anything out in the open. You do find like a little bit of gold that he had stashed away. You could take it, but it would be stealing.
Glaire's not good.
Nah.
Okay.
If anything, she'd hide it better.
Okay.
Just don't point it out to me.
You sort of find a pouch and you're like, that wasn't well hidden. You sort of push it in a little deeper into the drawer.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's anything here that'll tell us where he is currently, so our best bet, I think, would probably be to go to that bar that they mentioned next. But definitely isn't, definitely aren't in full shape to be able to go through that kind of a area right now, so perhaps we should take some time and meet up in the morning.
All right. So do you guys want to try and rest somewhere?
I
I'm
mean,
assuming that
good
you
to me.
guys want to because you're out of spell slot.
It's fine by me.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
good.
fine, but
Well, I'm good too. I'm like,
You can also just do a short rest if you want, which would get you. It would get the warlock back his spells, and you could
Yeah,
roll
I was
hit
gonna say
dice.
short rest will give me my hexblade back, my curse back. So that's all I really need.
Okay.
Why don't we just break camp in his house for a little bit?
Oh,
Yeah, it only takes an
No one's
hour.
using it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys chill in his
could've kinda
house
sit on the
for for an hour.
So
You have full use of the kitchen if you'd like to do anything,
So
Xena.
if that's the case, can I use my second wind and then get it back?
Nobody let them up
Sure.
near the kitchen.
what?
Yes, you actually find, Xena, that the kitchen is very well stocked. There's all kinds of great food and spices in here.
I'm gonna just start shoving stuff in my bag. Do I need to roll stealth? Because I don't want them to notice.
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth to
Okay.
see if the party notices.
Okay, hold on.
This will be against their passive perception. So anyone whose passive perception beats the
Ah.
stealth roll, you know.
How
No.
do I do this again?
That's
It's
me
a-
healing.
Oh,
How
okay.
do I roll it? Like it had the ability check at the top, and now it's not. It's gone now.
Oh,
Click on your-
click on your token, and you should see it again.
Token.
Just
Oh, there
click.
it is.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, skill check. There it is.
even if she does totally fail, I'm just idly playing my music, not paying attention to anything.
All right, so anyone with a passive perception higher than 10 notices Xena trying to be stealthy and just sort of pocketing all kinds of shit. You got garlic. You got potatoes.
I got lemon pepper.
Yes.
I got cinnamon.
Yes, whatever you want. You got it.
Claire's gonna shrug over at her. Well, to be fair, it'll probably all spoil if it's not used fast enough.
Yep.
Also, my passive perception is 19.
Yes.
If it
Why
were
does
gold,
it
I'd
say
be doing the
10
same
to
thing.
18 in the thing?
Because it always rolls with advantage, whether or not you have it or not. But we always
Also
take the
disadvantage.
first one. Also disadvantage. So we'll take, whichever one is relevant at the time. Usually the first one is the one we go by.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you guys rest. You gain. You can use your hit die or whatever short rest abilities reset or whatever. And now, what would you like to do? The door has been fully mended. Xena, you got your food. What are you doing?
Well, shall we head towards the Skewered Dragon? I believe I know the area well enough.
All right, Sherlock.
Sounds good to me.
All
It's
right.
Claire, actually.
I
don't
know,
know what
is it-
Sherlock is.
Is it Jeff's turn to take the lead? I mean, you took the lead for the apartment.
I mean, I heard a scream. You all heard it, right? Too, right?
I didn't hear anything, but
I'll see you guys at the tavern, and I walk out the door.
All
I have a
right.
question about the door. How is does it require a key to lock from both sides? Lock and unlock?
Yeah, it would require a key to lock it. I'll say with your investigation that you actually no, he would have the key. So no, you don't find the key. You don't find the key. But you can shut it and try to, you won't be able to lock
and
it.
honestly, he might have thought he forgot to lock the door, if anything.
Is there a
Yeah,
bolt or
there's no-
anything on the inside of the door?
Yeah.
No.
Let's say
There
that
is?
there is. Yeah.
All right. So I'll be Tari will be the last one out. She will use her mage hand to
Oh, okay.
lock the door after they leave.
Perfect.
And
And-
it'll
and-
dissipate.
And your mage hand is invisible. Am I correct? Like no one
That
can
is
see
correct.
it. Yeah. So.
From the front of the group, I yell back, "Always the saint."
And I have a question. What's the difference between stealthing and sleight of hand?
So sleight of hand is if you want to steal something, like be like nimble with your fingers so that they don't feel you taking the item away.
And stealth is just you don't want to be seen. taking it.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Jeff, You feel a tug at your hood.
Oof.
Yes. All right.
Play nice now.
Then you just feel a hand on your shoulder.
This is the whole
You have to
campaign.
buy me dinner first for that.
It's just gonna sit there.
Is it just me, or is Jeff just talking to himself? This is very odd.
I could make it so you're talking to yourself if you like.
I mean, I do enjoy a conversation with myself. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, who wouldn't?
I shapeshift myself into him and then walk
God.
over and put my arm on his shoulder.
Oh God. Okay.
Not what I was thinking, but damn, I look good.
Oh my god.
So now we carry on a conversation like this, walking down the road until we get to the bar.
Yes. So
I'm
now there are
shaking my head.
two identical twin bards walking down the street. One of them with an invisible hand on his shoulder. And as you all begin sort of traveling, making your way to the dock ward, the seedy part of town, you
These people.
you turn a corner and you find yourselves on a street that has been sort of cordoned off by the city watch. Lying on the cobblestones are about half dozen corpses, seemingly the victims of some sort of terrible skirmish that went down. Watch officers have sort of disarmed and arrested 3 of the blood-drenched humans, are in the midst of questioning them. One of the officers sees you and says, "Get on with it," she says. "Nothing to see here." What do you do?
Keep walking.
All right.
They're done with it.
Yep. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
As we walk by, I look to see if any of them match the description of the person we're looking for. Living or dead.
They do not. As you walk
Okay.
by, one of them sort of coldly glares at you, though. Tari, as you all walk by.
Mage Hand pokes him in the eye.
Okay, poke. And he's like, "Oh fuck!" And he's bound, so he can't do anything about it. All right. You walk by that spectacle, and as you do, you look around this new neighborhood that you're in, and you see that there are tall, densely packed tenements. Sort of leave most of the neighborhood in shadow at the ground level. Most of the street lamps now have had their glass smashed and their candles stolen. The smell of salt air and excrement linger as you pass rows of run-down buildings. You eventually make your way to the corner of Zastro Street and Fillet Lane, and you see a shop with a peculiar window display. It stands out from the others nearby. It has a deep purple facade, and in its windows hangs a stuffed beholder. Above the door hangs a sign whose elaborate letters spell out Old Zoblob Shop.
Well, it's ominous.
Old Zoblob shop.
Yes.
Does it look like it's actually open? I mean, is it time of day that it would be open?
Yeah, it's nighttime right now, and it does, however, look open as you sort of see this purple smoke trail coming out of the cracked open door.
I don't really think we need to go in there.
I shapeshift into the guard watch that actually sneered at us,
Oh, okay.
and then go up and knock on the door.
All right, the door's actually open. As you peer inside, however, you smell. We'll see about that, Saturn. Short answer. No, but we'll see what we can do. Okay. So as you sort of walk up to the door, the purple smoke that's trailing out of it smells of lavender. And when you look in, every wall is painted purple. Every dusty knickknack on the shelves of this place is dyed a deep violet. There's a hairless old gnome sitting cross-legged on the counter that wears plum-colored robes. His cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes. And as you sort of peer in and look at this gnome, he lowers a pipe and exhales another cloud of this lavender smoke before raising his small hand and says, "Hail and well met! Come browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world."
Crap, that's my one weakness.
Everything in here is purple.
I want to. Not really interested in browsing tonight, sir, but I'd like to ask you some questions about a missing person.
Glaire's gonna actually curiously glance around to see what's on the shelves.
Okay. You find all manner of trinkets, and actually, there's a trinkets table. Hold on, let me pull that up. All right. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
D100.
To see what catches your eye. Yeah. In the meantime, as you question the gnome, I'd like you to make a deception check with advantage to come across as a guard.
Okay.
I would also like to roll an insight check for the gnome's answers. If that is okay.
Okay. So yes, you don't think he suspects you, and he will tell
also
you.
get advantage, by the way, so you get to roll a second one.
I mean, do I?
He already had advantage.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't roll with advantage. He only rolled 1 dice.
Saturn, I will say that you can do that to anyone you want in the group.
Okay.
In combat, though,
Yeah.
doesn't
Okay, we
work
can
that
talk
way.
about that later. But
Okay, cool.
that's
So
fine.
what is the advantage roll?
But
what do I roll
You
for
got
that?
what I just
You
tried.
roll 2 dice, and you take the higher of the 2 if you have advantage.
I just saw the
gotcha.
first one you said. Just.
Where I said testing to see if this.
So
'cause
basically,
Oh
I
yeah, it
didn't-
works.
Roll serial.
I didn't know
Yeah.
how that works.
Yes, it worked.
Because if I did that, I would do that way.
Oh, okay, cool. Got it. I understood. Thank you. That helps a lot, actually.
That's a 15, so it'd be a 21 instead of a 19 then, because you rolled higher on the second dice.
Yes. So yeah, you have no problem. You don't think he suspects anything. He will ask you. He will say, He seems reluctant at first, but he doesn't want to upset the city watch, and he says, "What does this? Actually, what did you say specifically? He's going to ask you what he looks like. If you could give him a description."
So I kind of give him the same description that what was the other guy's name? Volan gave us.
Yeah,
For his
Valo,
missing
yes,
friend? Yeah,
Valo.
Valo. So I give him the description that Valo gave to us, basically.
He
This is what his
says
friend looked like.
he will tell you, yes, I recognize this fellow. Well dressed, similar appearance as what you say. Red, wavy hair, fancy,
What?
princely-looking clothes.
Hold on. You got to start over the description. I got a phone call as you started talking.
Oh, okay. Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay. So he'll just say that he did see that man, and he saw a similar appearance with red, wavy hair and sort of nobles-looking clothing. And he says that he was jumped outside the shop by some rough-looking men in black leather armor. He thinks there were about 5 attackers, but none of them looked familiar to him. He says, one of them had this black tattoo of a winged snake on his neck.
Winged snake, you say? Do you know what direction they took him?
Can I roll insight for how truthful he's being about
Yeah,
it?
so you think he is being truthful about what he's saying. And what did you say, Glare?
Well, I have a trait because I was a city watch called Watcher's Eye, where my experience in enforcing the law and blah 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 blah. It says I can easily pick out dens and criminal activity in the community. So would I have heard of anyone with that kind of a gang tattoo?
Yes, you would actually know with that background that symbol. That symbol is okay. Yes, sorry. That symbol is a is that of the Xanathar's guild, or not the Xanathar, sorry, the Zentarim, which is also known as sort of the Black Network, a group of sort of shady mercenary folk, basically the antithesis to the Harpers. They're basically bad guys, spies, and mercenaries who you would know as well that they've been sort of fractured as of late, and there's sort of two factions within the Zentarim right now. You don't know the details of what happened there, but they're
So
they're
Claire's
bad
gonna-
news.
Claire's gonna all of a sudden become interested when he mentions that tattoo, and actually perk up and go, "Wait, are you sure about that tattoo description?"
He'll say, "Yes, I'm definitely sure." Also, make a perception check for me, Blair.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Just him.
Just him.
Okay.
While that's happening, I will shout in there. It's Jeff's
Oh,
turn to
shit.
do this.
All right. You notice that you feel something on your back just barely.
I turn to look.
You don't see anyone there, but you definitely felt something touch your back.
Just shrug, I guess, and go back.
Okay. Okay. The rest of you all, so he doesn't see this, but if any of you all see, there's now a sign on his back that says "Kick me."
I give a small chuckle.
Yep. Okay. Anyway, back to
I
the
stay straight laced because I don't want to give up the fact that I am hiding.
yes. So some troublemaker did that. Anyway,
I wonder who.
yes. So yes, he will say that he was sure that it was that tattoo.
Interesting.
And the trinket that you saw that caught your eye, by the way, before I forget,
Yes.
was it looks like a purple letter.
Like letterhead, like letter, like mail, or-
Yeah, and when you inspect it, it seems to be an invitation to a murder mystery party. It's just purple.
Curious.
I thought you meant like letter as like a alphabet letter. this
No, like
this
a-
episode has been brought to you by the letter.
No, it's a letter.
It's the letter B.
F. The
F.
letter F.
The letter F, like Jeff. All right. Cool.
Still
Did you
straight
happen to
faced.
see? Did you happen to see where they were taking him?
Not your turn.
Fine, you do your turn thing.
I turn and look at the cat for a second, and then I turn back. Do you happen to know where they went?
He shakes his head. No, but they seem to be coming from the Skewered Dragon, not far away from here. It runs between Net Street, just one street over.
Very well. Thank you, sir, for your time. We appreciate your cooperation. I turn around and walk out of the room.
Okay. As you walk out of the room, you sort of make note again of that very bizarre-looking beholder.
Sorry, you cut out there. What?
This beholder hanging in the window. This like little toy beholder. You just make note of it as you pass by. It's like really creepy looking.
Wait. If I'm making note of it, can I do an Arcana check to see if I know what it is, or to see exactly what's going on with it?
Yes. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay. Wrong tab. There we go.
You have no idea what the fuck that thing is. It looks creepy as fuck.
All right, walk out the door.
All right. You guys begin making your way towards the Skewered Dragon. Glare still has a "Kick Me" sign on him, which sort of turns a few heads. Like, what the hell? And you hear some people chuckle a little bit as you all walk by.
Also,
But-
I've turned back into my normal self. I'm not a guard anymore.
Oh, okay, cool. As you approach the Skewered Dragon, the place looks like a ruin. Both of its front-facing windows are smashed, and there's a ship's anchor lodged in the roof. Like, it looks really run down. Through the windows, you see a group of haggard patrons drinking from huge tankards.
Oh yes, this is totally where I would decide to settle down and go for a couple drinks at night.
You would?
You're joking, right?
I don't know about that.
That was sarcasm. That was sarcasm.
It's always hard to tell with you. You should line up a little bit.
You should probably work on that, Cat.
I glare at Vince. Well, shall we?
All right, so you guys are going in. Yeah, so as you walk
We shall
in,
indeed.
it's a rundown bar. There's a bartender sort of cleaning a whiskey glass that's kind of like got a chip on it. Like, it's nowhere near as nice as the yawning portal. But there are several folks sitting around, just sort of drinking and chatting. What would you like to do?
Kari will
I
find
guess.
a dark corner to observe the entire room.
All right, make a perception check. All right. You don't notice anything too terribly out of the ordinary. You see a few men playing this three dragon chess, they call it, and that's nothing out of the ordinary just yet. They're just sort of talking and bullshitting.
Is there any music being played right now?
No, not in this place. It's just sort of shitty. God damn it.
Shitty. It's like shitty. So I'm gonna walk up to the
Glare, make
Barkeep.
another perception check for me. All right.
God.
You walk up to the barkeep.
And I guess I'm gonna sit down and ask for a drink for the moment.
Okay. All right. You the barkeep will give you a drink, and he'll just ask for 2 copper. Nothing crazy. And you can.
Cheap drinks.
Oh yeah, it's really cheap, and it smells awful. It's like the worst.
I'll go ahead and take out my lute. I don't want to use my violin in this place, but I'll do a little bit of strumming because I don't like the quiet atmosphere going on.
I was rather enjoying it actually.
Glare, all of a sudden you smell cumin.
I just sigh.
And you think it's coming from your pocket.
I check my
And
pocket.
you know what this is, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do.
Mhm. Yeah. All right, so you get a drink, and the bartender will say, "Anything else I can get you?" And he sort of asks all of you, looks around.
I kind of lean in towards him and just ask him, so have you heard any interesting news lately about anything?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, hold on. Oh shit, I got +6 there too.
I'd
Damn.
probably start doing a little ditty about a hero named Kick Me. And describe Blair a little bit, but not quite, so he gets the idea of what's going on.
Make a performance
I'm
check.
just ignoring you.
Make a performance check.
Shit.
All right. So, oh my fucking god. All right. So, Jeff, he'll say, "What would you like to know? A lot of people come by around here." Yeah. So you play a tune, and people are laughing, and they're sort of getting into it as you're really rocking it out, and you actually get people out here don't have a lot of money, but you get 3 copper from just random people who think you're doing a good job. And they start laughing and talking about this kick me, and it actually starts a chant up. They're like, kick me, kick me, kick me. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm talking to the barkeep, and I'm kind of like vaguely, it's like anything about any possible missing people recently, stuff like that. It's kind of what I'm wondering about.
He says, he'll say, yeah, a couple nights ago, this guy with a funny looking mustache, another guy came in, looking kind of fancy, red hair. One of the dude with the mustache left, and the Pompey looking one, whatever you want to call him, had another friend join him. Seen him before. His name is Renair Neverember. You've heard of Neverembers, haven't you?
Would I have?
Make a history check. Anyone that wants to.
Shit, the one thing I didn't take this
I
time.
have history, do I?
Everyone has history.
In Pathfinder,
got a
it would
+1.
in Pathfinder it would
Fuck,
be a
why not?
nobility check, but it's just history in this one.
Well, give it a try. Whatever. I got a +1. Fuck it.
Yeah, go ahead. It's not a high DC. Oh shit! Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You both know. So you both know that the Neverembers are actually a very very wealthy noble family. The former Open Lord of Waterdeep was Dagult Neverember. He's no longer the Open Lord. It's now Laurel Silverhand. But they actually rule the city of Neverwinter to the north of Waterdeep. And Renar Neverember is the son of the previous Open Lord Dagult. And not only that, but with that role, Jeff, you actually know that he's been the estranged, is that how you pronounce that? A son of his father. And he's, you know that the two of them, or you've heard that they don't have as good of a rapport as
Rocky relationship between the two.
bit of a rocky relationship. And as you sort of recall that, one of the patrons nearby says, of that man, he says, "Chip off the old block, that one," as he sneers. And then the other guy next to him just, whatever, just another spoiled rich noble who likes to rub our noses in it.
Glaire's actually gonna kind of glance over at Jeff. What the hell was someone like him doing here?
That's a good question.
The barkeep will say, the two of them, they looked a lot alike. Same hair color, same type of clothing.
I think Glaire's actually gonna like just glance over and see if Jeff's getting the same kind of idea he is.
Jeff's already got a smile on his face while he's still sitting there talking to the bartender.
He says, he'll tell you that 5 men followed the two of them out when they left the tavern.
5 men what?
Five men followed the two of them. I'm actually going to go out of Discord and rejoin real quick, because it cuts out sometimes. Yeah, so 5 men followed them out, which corroborates the story with the gnome. And he'll say that he hasn't seen the other 2 men at the tavern since. He will tell you that, yeah, those 5 men that followed him out, I know those guys. They frequent a warehouse on Candle Lane, not too far from here. Look for the snake symbol on the door.
Snake symbol again.
Yep.
That's not a good sign.
Okay, so I'm going to take 10 copper and toss him at him. Thanks for the information. I appreciate your time.
Cool. He'll take that. He'll just give you a nod and he'll say, "See you all around. You're all right."
Maybe I'll come back. Maybe ask you a few more questions about something down the line.
All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? And the whole bar now is just like talking about Kick Me, the legend of Kick Me.
I was gonna say I would
Yeah.
give a bow, and when we finally do leave, and say that perhaps more tales of Kick Me will return.
I'm going to glance around to see if I can see anyone with that smirk on them that might be paying attention to us, because I'm kind of getting bad feelings all of a sudden.
Make another perception check.
I
Blair.
assume that's not for what I just asked about.
No, it's not. What did you ask about again? Sorry.
I'm going to glance around to see if I can see anyone who's paying attention to us.
No, you don't think anyone is paying attention to you.
Okay.
However, as you begin to walk, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good. My best one.
Yep. It's not going to be a high DC, so you'd have to really bumble this one. Okay, so you almost trip, but you look down and you see that your shoelaces are tied together, and you have a feeling you know who this is.
I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, you hear her cackling over there. She's
Reach down and tie up my scale mail boots that somehow have shoelaces.
So you actually got rope, a little bit of like thin rope, and then tied your legs together.
You hear that little snicker off in the corner. All right, so you all make your way out. No one seems to be staring at you or anything. You did hear that he said again that the warehouse where those 5 men were was on Candle Lane, and you know where that is.
Unfortunately, we also may be crossing paths with Black Network if this is the case. I trust you're all aware of who those are. I'm gonna glance around and hopefully see some comprehending faces.
Just a little bit of a blank stare at first, and it goes, "Oh yes, of course. Who hasn't heard of him?"
Xena. She's like, who?
Glaire's just gonna sigh.
You you get a message from Tari. Please explain.
Well, they're kind of the opposite of the Harpers, if I were to describe them in layman's terms. They're kind of a dark web of spies and influencers in the city.
I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick while you guys RP for a bit. I'll be right back.
All right. Another mental message. So bad?
Yes, also not someone you want to cross very lightly. We would best be handling this with some care as we move forward.
Okay.
So you're saying Harpers are very good people?
It's okay.
Some of them.
Just making sure.
I don't know any that are personally, unfortunately.
Well, that is very sad news. Are you a Harper yourself?
No. Pompous bastards wouldn't have me in there.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Just grunts.
All right, I'm back. All right. Did anything I need to know happen?
No, apparently I'm making fun of a to be in our presence that I'm not aware of.
All right. What's the plan? Are you guys headed towards the Candle Lane?
I feel
Glaire's
like the
just
warehouse
gonna
is a good
ignore
idea.
Xena.
Just a mental message to all of you. I have no spells, so if anybody gets hurt, meh.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We did a short rest and we did not a long rest.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's a good time to call it an evening and then come back to it tomorrow then.
I mean, I'm pretty confident in my skills to keep us up in the fight. If you guys want to keep going.
That's
Like
all you've
halfway
done
through
tonight
that
is win
sentence-
3 copper.
Like halfway through
only
that
that.
sentence, the mage hand would be like over your mouth.
I feel like it would be good for your health if we actually called it an evening.
I look at myself.
It also I also wouldn't mind checking this place out in more daylight.
I'm better in the evening time anyway, but it's fine by me either way. You're right. It's whoever I want to be.
All right. So are you guys heading back to sort of rest?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just have you know, I killed one of those crazy bat things. I did
We all
distract one of
did.
the bandits. You got, excuse me. I think you got hit by one of the bat things. You didn't kill any of the bat things, to my knowledge.
You tried to
That's-
taunt a troll.
I did taunt a troll, and I did actually kill one of those friggin'
No, not
things.
you, Vince.
All right.
Well, what else was I going to do?
So you all head back for now, and you find a decent place to stay the night. I'll say it's roughly 1 silver to stay the evening. So everyone just mark off a silver. Remember, it's 10 silver to a gold. So if you want to do the math, so 1 silver per to get a room for the night. Is there anything anyone would like to do in the evening before resting? What do you all do before you go to sleep?
Evening prayers.
Evening prayers. Okay. So you pray
I'll
to
probably
your...
stay up a little bit longer than the rest of the group, performing for anyone who is still at the tavern.
I'm definitely going to bed then.
All right, make a performance check
Oh my god.
to see how well you do before bed.
It's been a long day, but it's
You do okay. It has been a long day, but you don't really... Most people just ignore you.
Yeah, I'm just not into it tonight, I guess. Man.
Just like background
You said it was
noise.
as how much silver? 1 silver?
1 silver, yes, to stay. You... Okay. So as you all get ready to go to sleep for the evening, I would like Glare to make another
Perception check.
perception check.
Less I.
This is gonna be the whole campaign right here.
Right?
Yeah. Hope you're ready.
Shenanigans.
This is it. This
sir.
is the whole thing.
That's what I get for
Going
playing
to
the
the
straight man for once.
Okay. So you're sort of preparing for bed, and as you do, you sort of, you've kicked off your shoes. You're putting your stuff away as you prepare for bed, and as you lay down, you sort of sniff the air, and you already know what has happened. Like you just sigh internally, but you smell. You smell something coming from your shoes. You can't quite put a finger on it. Coming from your boot.
I check my boots.
You sniff in there real hard, and something comes into your nose, and it stings a little bit. And it's like, fuck! And it was cinnamon. Now you have like cinnamon on your nose.
I just dump it
On
out of
your
my
snoot.
boot, take off my armor, and just stop for a moment.
And it's a lot of cinnamon. Like she really put cinnamon in there. Like that. It's like the cinnamon challenge in there, basically. Yeah.
On the way to Vince.
Make like 10 cakes with that.
On the way to Vince's room, he would kind of hum the song about "Kick Me" for a little bit. And
Yeah, I'm
when
pretty
he's
sure
passing by Glaire's,
taking off my armor, I just discovered it.
when he's passing by Glaire's room, he'll just say a little bit out loud, and they say he was a little bit smelly.
You just hear a thud as the hammer hits the door as you walk by.
All right. So as you pray at night, Tari, you sort of think back on your time at the temple with Johanna, and you remember the words that she used to tell you in your training as a cleric throughout the night. And you remember one thing specifically. She said she warned you never to tell others who you are, that there may be people in this city who, if they found out what you are, would try to take you and experiment and figure out where you're from. And that warning sort of creeps into your mind, and you're like, all right, maybe be careful. But you have been so far, so it just pops up in your mind. You all stay the night, and you regain all your spell slots or whatever. Nothing happens. Nothing bad happens, except to Glare. And as you all wake up, you meet downstairs at the table.
Wait. I've got a question before we keep
Yes,
going.
go ahead.
Actually, on one of my abilities. As a what is it, Hex Warrior?
Yeah.
Damn it, where is it? Oh, I lost it. Features, right? Okay, so Hex Warrior tells me I'm gained proficiency with medium armor, blah 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 blah. It says I can touch a one-handed weapon that I'm proficient with that lacks the two-handed property. With that weapon, you can use your charisma modifier for the attack and damage rolls until you finish your next long rest.
Correct.
Is that added on top of my modifier, or is
No.
that just like change out
Use
for my
use
other
charisma
modifier?
instead.
Use
Basically.
charisma.
instead.
So, for example, your longsword. If you're on D&D Beyond and you click your longsword, you see how there's a button that says Hex Weapon.
Hold on. Wait. Equip it. I gotta equip it so I can see it.
Yeah.
Longsword. Actions. Attack. So, longsword. Yeah, Hex Weapon.
So check that box, and
Oh.
yeah. So
I
now
see.
you can only do that with one of your weapons, but now that is considered you're using your charisma modifier to attack.
Hold on. I just want to do something really quick. Check it, and then. Okay, so I wake up in the morning and I touch my longsword to create my hex weapon with for the day.
Oh whoops! Oh whoops! That's not what I meant to do. Why did I do that?
Perry,
Oh
it's not
fuck!
Gina.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. What? DM powers are different.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
There are now 2 Xenos, and then
I didn't mean to do that.
There's
Sorry.
3 Xenos.
That's my bad.
Anyway, that's right. So I'll wake up in the morning and I create a hex weapon with my longsword.
Cool. So you're now, and you can flavor this however you want. You can make the blade look different. You know, feel free to customize however you want it to look.
So my hex weapon, since the blue is kind of my thing, it kind of takes on like this blue hue. Like it's kind of more like a sheen than anything else. And then like whenever I swing it, it actually will create like a small like kind of like a after image of itself as I swing it, kind of like a small like light blue beam that runs through the air. So not a really flashy ability until I actually start using it.
I have a question, Perry. As a DM, can you see the whispers between players?
No.
Okay.
All right. So at this point, you all go downstairs and begin to sort of, you know, have a little bit of breakfast or whatever, and glare. You
Fuck's sake.
you sense something coming for you from behind. It's trying to be stealthy, but it's not stealthy. You smell it from a mile away. As you turn around, you see a 6-foot-tall elf woman about ready to pounce you from behind. And you just turn and glare at her.
I was gonna attack hug you.
She rolled a nat 1. She's
I only
now.
rolled a 6. I was gonna try to hide, and then when you came down the stairs, I was gonna go, "What?" Hug you.
And actually, she tries to still, but falls on her face on the ground. She slips.
Oh, damn it!
Glaire's just gonna look down, then just keep walking by.
You sort of step over her, like shaking your head.
Stop sitting down at
Just
one of the
because
tables.
his character's so serious, I can't help it but pick on him. He's
Looks
always
the
like,
crazy cook
"I'm
finally got
the
caught.
detective. I'm so serious. Oh, Limgardium Leviosa."
I'm not even doing
I know.
seriously.
No, I know. I like your accent a lot. It's just like because you're so gruff and like old man sounding. It's like I don't know why. I just have a need to poke you.
Yes.
You know how hard it is to play the straight man for me? Do you know how hard?
I don't know.
And when
Well,
you
Xena, you did make me feel better, Xena. Yes, last night was a terrible night. I put my
Aw.
hands and be all dramatic. No one would listen to my music.
Aww. I liked your music for what it's worth.
Thank you so much.
Don't let him get sympathy from you.
That's an act.
I am appalled that you think I would do such an act like that.
Glare just rolls his
Glare,
eyes.
glare just glares.
Yes.
Glaring glare.
See, that's how you do sarcasm, Glare. We need to work on that with you. We need to work on that. You one-on-one
You're
session.
right. What do you charge for lessons?
Is he being serious again? I just can't tell.
Ugh.
Glare,
You
as you return back to your table, Glare, you see, you look down and you see that there's a sprig of mint right in front of you on the table.
He just shrugs and picks up and just kind of uses it to kind of cleanse his palate.
Okay.
Better than cinnamon, that's for sure.
Yep.
All right. So, what is the plan for the attack, quote unquote?
Hopefully there isn't going to be an attack. If anything, it'd be kind of nice just to find him tied up in there and they've left him there while they go about their business.
If you'd like, when we get to the warehouse, I can take a peek inside by myself and see what we can see before we decide to barge in. Just a thought.
Same. I'm pretty good.
Glare shrugs. If you're willing to put your neck on the line like that, I'm not going to say no.
Put my neck on the line. I just want to see if there's anything useful or worth anything in
Oh,
it before
here
you
we
do.
go again with the male posturing. I'm out. Those two all the time, back and forth, back and forth.
You're welcome to try. I'll get anything that you miss when I get in there myself.
Oh God, can I just like walk
Sounds
away
like a plan.
Yeah, you walk away as that stupid shit's going on.
while they're arguing with each other again?
This is an argument. This is making
No.
a plan.
No, I know, but it's like how you guys talk.
Also, and Glare like turns to Tari. He's like, I need to actually be focused today, I think.
Don't mind me, just doing stuff.
Tari looks at you but doesn't say anything. She's like, "Why are you telling me?"
I'm getting your message thing, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, thanks.
Wait, I'm missing a token. Where'd Glare's token? Oh, it's like off the map? Okay, I'll copy Glare.
I see how it is.
I don't know why your token ended up off the map.
I was just. She already forgot about the offer after you declined it.
We're gonna put you there. All right. So you all, is everyone ready to go? By the way, are we?
Yeah.
Is anything else happening? That is hilarious.
Whoops.
You know what? You
Slash WGMA.
Yes. You can try that. Yes, you can certainly try that. All right.
I
So.
really need to whisper that, actually, to be fair.
So, as you all make your way back to where you were, and you make your way to Candle Lane, you see that the buildings on either side are extremely tall and sort of tightly packed together. It smells awful here. And nearly all the street lamps that you pass by have been smashed. It's no longer dark, it's now morning time. But you do find this ramshackle two-story warehouse that you believe is the one that he talked about. The warehouse stands at the back of this outer yard behind a high fence. The building appears to have a few points of entry. There's a front door that you see, as well as a warehouse loading door. And then there's a window that's been painted over, though, so you can't really see through it. What would you like to do as you sort of approach this? And you should see the map. Everyone sees the map, right?
Yeah, am I supposed to be where I'm standing right now?
No, you guys are actually a bit back. I'm sorry. You're behind the fence right now.
Wait, you said it's a warehouse, and then you said there's a big high fence? What did you say?
Yeah, so there's a fence directly in front of you guys. That's that dotted line. And then there's a gate that's the two bars there. And then there's a big warehouse loading door with another door, smaller door next to it. And then there's a window that's painted over.
Am I able to climb the fence with acrobatics?
You guys just want to set it on fire and see what happens?
What?
You want to set? I mean, it's like a chain. It's like a.
No, the warehouse.
But like I can use
Oh, the
acrobatics to
warehouse.
climb the fence, right? Because it said that.
Yeah, you can do it no problem. Right? You can jump over it no problem. It's not
Unless
it's
you
not
can-
super high.
Unless you could pay for arson damage, I would suggest not.
To be fair, I don't think anyone in this neighborhood would really care.
The window is on the north side, right?
Yes.
They might
Okay.
not care, Glare, but the thing is, they would charge you for anything they could catch you doing.
Operative
Can
was
I
being
can I
catched.
roll stealth to do it stealthily to jump over the fence?
Yes.
Or with acrobatics? Which
Yes.
one do I roll first?
You don't need acrobatics since you're really good at it. Just make a stealth check to see if you can do it sneakily. Do some monk
Is
shit.
there a lock or a latch that I can see for the gate?
16.
You do see a lock. You do see a lock, but it isn't locked. So she did all this monk shit, super sneaky and quiet, and you just sort of push open the gate
Yeah.
and just walk in.
I chuckled to myself.
Yes.
To Xena. Wow, you can
Okay.
you can climb and jump really high.
I
Yes.
want to
Yeah.
walk over to the window and see if it's like locked from the inside.
You are you attempting to do this quietly?
Oh yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Because I was told these are bad people, in case we do get into a fight, I'm going to go ahead and raise a cup that I brought with me from the tavern. And I'll start drinking it, and as I do, like mist comes out of my breath as I use Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay. So go ahead and put that extra HP.
Glaire's gonna raise an eyebrow at him. Expecting trouble, aren't we?
All right.
You
So
said they're bad people.
you I'd like you so you think it is locked, by the way, the window. So let's just put them on the map where you guys are. Jeff, you're about right here. Xena, you flipped over the edge. You're here. Tari just sort of walked through the door. Where is everyone else?
I assume I probably followed Tari into the door.
All right, we'll say you're like right here. And
I'd follow up, probably.
okay, cool.
Since Claire's next to me, I just quietly touch Claire's arm and give him Vigilant Blessing.
Okay, and what's that do again?
Advantage on.
Advantage on next initiative roll.
Oh, okay. That's really nice. Okay. So yeah, the window's definitely locked. What would you like to do?
Does anybody think they can get this thing open
Glare raises his hammer.
without causing a ruckus? Cat.
Shrugs.
I don't know what the roll is for that or what I would even. I don't even know.
What are you trying to do again?
Get through the window, like get through it without making a lot of noise, basically.
All right, so I will say that is anyone here proficient with thieves' tools? Or have thieves' tools?
I don't think so.
Technically, when we talked, I do. If we want to use those.
Okay, and since you're a bard, you have jack of all trades, so you
Oh,
can
I am
do.
proficient with thieves' tools, but
Oh,
I
there you
don't
go.
have any.
Oh, we'll say you have them. It's fine. You would have them if you're proficient in them. I'll say you have thieves'
Well,
tools.
now I feel like a dumbass for asking.
You're fine. Just make a dexterity check, and we can add your proficiency, which is 2.
Oh, I'm proficient with thieves' tools as well. Hang on.
Oh,
Oh,
there
right,
you-
artificer.
Well, if you'd like to, you can either both try, or you can help him to grant him advantage on
I'd
his
rather
roll.
help him.
Okay, so Jeff, you can roll
My
2.
dexterity is shit.
Just
Mine's
it's
plus
with
3,
advantage.
so-
Yes, so plus 3, but you can
So-
add your proficiency. So
So is that plus 2, 3, 4? So is that d20 plus 5?
so go ahead and just click on your token, and then click roll ability check, and choose dexterity, and we're just going to add 2 to the higher number.
Okay.
Oh shit! You have So with Glaire's help, Glaire's like sort of pointing you in the right direction. He's like,
Just the latch is right there. Like, okay, just jimmy it a little bit. There. Okay, you're good at this. I'm actually surprised by this.
all right, and you have no problem sort of stealthily unlocking the window and Are you lifting? I'll let you lift it open too, just
Yeah,
without.
I'll lift it open and kind of take a peek inside.
All right. You peek inside with that? So yeah. So as you look inside, you can't see much from this angle. You see some just some crates, kind of all around. It's hard to tell what's in there from your current. It's dark in here. It's kind of hard to see. There's a ray of light coming from the outside, but
I have a passive.
right. Make a
What is
perception
it?
check.
Dark vision.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just the angle that you're at. You just see like crates
okay.
and shit. But just make a perception check for me.
Where's my perception? Oof. Rip. That makes me sad.
Yeah,
What's that means weekend? Yes.
you don't hear anything coming from inside.
Well, nothing to do for it but to try. So I guess I'm going to is the window like really high, or can I like?
No,
kinda
you
step
can
into
you
the
can
room?
you can step in just fine.
Okay, I'm gonna step into the room, but I'm gonna stay like right at the window and not move forward really anymore, just to kind of see if I can get a little bit better
All right,
sight of anything like right around me.
Is everyone else following him?
I'm not yet.
I'm
Alright.
gonna try to quietly follow him.
All right. The two of you, whoever's following him, make stealth checks for me. This is considered a group stealth check for whoever's rolling. So what that means is good rolls can sometimes cover for bad rolls, and it's
Bad rolls can make good rolls go bad.
yes.
I am definitely not, because I have to roll
Oh, I
disadvantage
didn't roll.
on my stealth checks with my scale mail.
I'll stay out with you. I think it's like me.
That's my bad. It should be
Oh.
it should be 19. I put +6. It should be +5.
Okay.
I should actually do that. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. All
I
right.
tripped
Well,
on the
then.
way in the window.
Yeah. So you trip and fall and smack loudly on the window floor. Everyone roll initiative. Just roll initiative.
So
Don't skip luck day.
I get advantage, eh?
Yes, you get
yes, you do.
advantage.
So I guess, how do you do that with this?
Just do it
That's a
twice.
good
Click it twice, and you'll take the higher number, I think.
Well, it's not a 1 then.
Good job, Cat.
I wasn't expecting you idiots to make that much noise.
Excuse
I'm
me?
just as startled as the bad
Excuse
guys
me.
are.
I'm pretty sure that all that freaking man hate that went on it had nothing to do with the fact that a woman is the reason that we're having to fight something now.
All right. I'm just gonna move you all in here just so we can get this going.
I just like to say I love everyone the same, man or woman.
All right. Cool.
I mean, that's fair because I can be whatever I want to be.
Well, so what was your final roll, Glare? You got a 1 and a
2.
a 1 and a 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't
no,
change
I'm
much.
not using my good rolls.
That's why I was laughing with advantage. Got a 2.
All right. As you now are inside and you guys hear Tari clatter over and sort of make a lot of noise as she fumbles over the window, you're like, shit. And you notice that in this room, tables and chairs have been carelessly tossed across the floor. There are corpses of about a dozen men that lie along the walls, and their rapiers and daggers are lying nearby. On the north side of the area, you see stairs that rise to an open level above, but in the main area, you see 4 short avian creatures with long beaks and black feathers that look over at you from where they stand in the middle of the warehouse. Each of them wears a hooded cloak and wields a short sword. These are, you would know, they're Kenku. If anyone that wants to know more can roll a history check on Kenku to see if you know about Kenku.
Check. Though, well, if my character knows about them.
Yep.
Nope, don't care about him.
Yeah, Vince, you don't know shit, even though you're a bard that should. All right,
I
so
just ran into like one really good Kenku bard, and I got so pissed I don't want to know anything about them.
I've seen them around.
Tari and Glare, the two of you know that Kenku are they can't speak. They have this sort of curse that doesn't allow them to speak like normal people. Let me show you what they look like.
Actually, that Kenku was really good at copying you. You couldn't figure out what pissing you off.
But you
That's mainly the joke.
you do know, however, that they have mimicry, powers of mimicry, so they can produce sounds like barking dogs or the cries of whatever they hear sea urchins about. They can also sort of repeat words and phrases that they've heard, but they can't create new sentences. To sort of converse with one of these creatures is almost to witness a performance of imitated sounds rather than having an actual conversation. But they're here to fuck you up now since you entered their place. So, Jeff, you're the first one who's able to react as these birds draw their short swords. You see 4 of them in the room. What do you do? I don't know if you heard me. Jeff?
He might be AFK as well.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that Saturn's changing a lot of you, Luke. But...
All right, well, I'll just have him.
I don't see the whole room.
I don't see the whole room either.
Yeah. You'll have to readjust for the fog of war type stuff, the angles and the lighting changes. But your dark vision all works. So as soon as you move around to get vision, you'll see them. You do hear them sort of around the right corner. But I'll have Jeff just move over a bit to get a better view of these birds. And the first one that he sees, he's going to fire an Eldritch Blast.
Makes sense.
Eldritch Blade.
Eldritch Blade. I'm just rolling my dice at home. That's going to hit, so that's a 1d10 plus, I want to say 4. Yes,
4,
that's
yeah.
4.
A
Oof.
little bit jealous. A little bit
Damn.
jealous.
So you watch him pull out this his new hexed blade, and it's got this sort of blue hue of it. And as he slashes out this sort of blue slashing type beam of crackling force energy, strikes one of the birds, and it sort of squawks a little bit as feathers go everywhere, and it is looking really hurt after that. That is it for Jeff's turn.
Okay, I'm back.
I took your turn for you. Sorry, while you were away.
No, that's fine. There we go.
One of the other birds is gonna move up, and I'm just gonna see if it has anything special. No, it is gonna get behind one of these boxes, and it's gonna see you, Jeff, and it's gonna pull out a short bow. It's gonna try to shoot you with it.
Okay. Before he shoots me, I got a question about another ability.
Sure. What's that?
It's one of my reactions. What the hell is it called?
Other Eldritch Blast.
Shield.
Yes, shield.
So shield.
How
will...
does that work? Like, is it reactive? Like, if somebody shoots at me?
Yes. So if someone shoots at you, like this one, and it's within +5 of your AC, you can put up a shield and sort of, it's like a barrier, however you want it to look. You can flavor it whatever, but it'll bounce off. And
So basically, it just makes my AC 19 instead of 14.
yes. So at this point, you could have tried that, but he rolled a 20, so it wouldn't matter if you did. So just don't.
Yeah.
And but so you see this arrow, you barely see it coming at you, and it sort of strikes you in the left shoulder. Oh, and it stings. And you take 7 points of piercing damage as it digs deep.
Ouch.
Owie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my health's not full for some reason, come to think of it.
Tari, you're up. So you see this arrow fly out and sort of strike Jeff right in the shoulder.
I pull out my short bow and I'm going to try to get vision.
You see... let me see what you see, because I can take control.
Not a whole lot.
No, if you... Wait, you should see more than that. Hold on.
Yeah, that's about what I see as well.
Let me try. Is this better? Let me see if this is better. That's a little better. So you're going to have to move up a bit to see more, I think. You can move around as long as you're within 30 feet of where you were. If you move closer to Jeff, you'll definitely be able to.
Do I have cover here?
I'll say, yeah, you do have half cover from them shooting, but they also have half cover. So you see a bit of the one on the far right, but you can tell that it's behind a lot of cover. That's a pretty big looking box. I'll say that's 3/4 cover for it, but you can still try to shoot him if you'd like.
What I'm actually gonna do.
Let me look up the rules for
I only
cover.
see that one. Do I have an idea of where the rest of them are?
You actually you see. I'm gonna say you see two from this angle. You see the one that's really hurt and sort of coughing up blood from the Eldritch Blast. That's the one that you definitely see to the south. You see another one, and it does not have cover. That one, but the one that does have cover is far off to the right side. And I'll say you can see him, but he has 3/4 cover. You can just barely see his feathers.
All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot at the one that's out in the open and already wounded
Okay. Attack roll.
with my short bow. Nope.
Yeah, so unfortunately the bird ducks as the arrow flies back and sticks into the wall at the back of the room. That bird will shoot at you. It's the same one that you tried to shoot with its short bow. I don't think that hits. What's your AC? It's 12?
No, it's 16.
Oh, okay. Why does it say 12? We need to fix that. All right, so it tries to shoot you, but it blinks off your armor. But the bird will hide behind some boxes to try to get some cover. It's not using the hide action. It's just getting behind there. The next bird will move up a bit over here. And it will also shoot an arrow at Jeff. That hits. So Jeff, you take another 4 points of piercing damage. There's another 20, so shield won't work. It strikes you in the other shoulder now, and you're like, ugh, shit.
Rip.
All right, but now it is Xena's turn. Is she back yet?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
All right.
I just was trying to unmute myself. Okay. There's how many birds? Or
There's 3 birds that you know of. They're all sort of hiding behind boxes, sort of shooting you guys with arrows. Mostly Jeff with arrows. And as he becomes a pincushion, you see 2 of them behind the boxes to the far right from where you are, and another one you know is to the south. But from this vantage point, you can't see them all just yet.
okay. I can't see Jeff either, I guess, because I don't see him on the map either.
Not yet. You do know he's off to the right, though. Like, if you walked a bit to the
okay.
right, you could see him.
Okay. Can I try to, I guess, like, stealth to get...
Well, they already know you're here. You don't have to stealth or anything.
Oh.
Yeah. You can take the hide action, but that would take your whole action. Because you're not a rogue, unfortunately, anymore.
Yeah. I just have a +5 to stealth, and I feel like it goes to a waste if I don't use it. How about I do a lot of cartwheels in front of them to distract them while other people hit them with acrobatics?
Sure. We'll say make an acrobatics check, but I'm going to say this is just the dodge action with fancy flips.
Yes. Okay, hold on.
And how well you do on this acrobatics check will determine whether or not they feel the need to shoot you in the face.
14.
Okay, I'm going to roll real quick. Okay, there's a 13. Alright, so you begin doing flips. I'm going to say you end up like here.
Back handsprings.
Yes. Flipping around like a crazy person in the middle of this warehouse. Okay. One of the birds from way behind is going to look at you, Xena, quizzically and pull back its short bow and try to shoot you
Okay.
as you're
I'm trying
doing
to create a
cartwheels.
distraction.
It has disadvantage. So does a 15 hit?
Okay. Let me see. No, 16 is my DC.
Okay, so you like flip out of the way, like you're still cartwheeling, and the arrow misses you.
Come at me, bruh!
Vince, you're up. As you watch the spectacle.
5, 10, 15. Not sure what I can really see yet. 20. Oh,
You
yeah.
see the one off to the far right there, hiding behind a box.
And based on what everyone else is doing so far, does it seem like there's more over there?
Yeah, you think but based off the number of arrows, you think there are about 4 of them so far that you know about.
So I'm gonna start my fairy fire from the one I see going downward. Hopefully, there's more there.
Okay.
So I'll start strumming my lute and just say, "In my presence, everybody shines." And they all have to do a dex save.
Oh my god.
All right. One sec. Xena, are you asking to be closer? Is that what you're asking? You can be closer if you want with your flipping. Okay, I'll just... You'll be able to do that regardless. You have a lot of movement. Okay. So, yeah. So, Fairy Fire, that's a dex save. So you hit 2 of them. Actually, is it a 20-foot cube?
20-foot cube, but by that D&D rules is 20 by 20, basically.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if this will...
So basically it'd be all this.
Alright, some of them have cover... I believe that adds to dex saves. Let me check the cover rules again. One sec.
Yeah, I'm not sure about saving throws, but maybe.
I think it does give on the... Oh, let me check real quick. Player's Handbook. If they have 3/4 cover, they get a 5 bonus to AC and dex throws. Total cover can reach a target by including it in an area of effect. I'll say since this is an area of effect at a location, only 2 of them will get half cover, which is a +2 to their AC. But the one is going to take it fully, or have to make it. Alright, so that first one passes.
I'm pretty sure they have good decks, but might as well try.
He passes too. Last one. Yeah, they all pass. They have really high.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
That's alright.
I mean, it's not that high, but they just rolled really high. Okay. So, unfortunately, you don't see any effect from your spell.
Then I will head back down. While I'm doing that, I'm not sure if I can see Jeff or not from here.
I'll say you can. You can see.
Alright, and I will play like a little one last thing on my lute and just send inspiration towards him. You got this, my friend.
Alright. What that means, Jeff, is that you can add a 1d6 to any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw in the next minute. So you have that.
So I add a 1d6 to it?
You can add a d6 to any roll you want. You can do it after the fact, after you see the roll as well. He's inspiring you to do better, basically, with his crazy antics. All right, Glare, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna activate my cat-like agility.
Oh,
My
okay.
agility,
Yes.
because I cannot see shit, so I want to make sure I get to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hi, bitches.
All right.
I'm going to use Thunderclap.
Do it. So you get down. Do you get down on all fours and charge? Is that what's happening? Oh my god!
Just bound over top of, like, leap over Xena as I'm charging.
All right.
Get behind and pull out my hammer and just smash it as hard as I can.
And that's a con save for both of them.
Yeah, 13 each.
The first one is a success. Second one, also a success. Oh my god. Yeah, so
Seriously?
yeah, so I'm an asshole with rolling. So you clack your shield, and they just sort of turn and look at you, and pull out their short swords, and you're like, shit.
Good.
Yes. All right.
Well, they're not going to shoot Jeff anymore now, are they?
No, they're not. Jeff. Speaking of Jeff, it's Jeff's turn. What would you like to do, sir?
I guess since I'm like almost freaking dead, I'm just gonna hit one with Eldritch Blast. That's gonna be the one right there in front of Glare.
All
I
right.
have to move here, so I don't, hit Xena in the freaking back.
Try refreshing your browser, Xena. I don't know why it does that sometimes.
Okay, so Simba,
Remember who you are.
remember.
Go ahead and make that roll.
+5.
That hits. Go ahead and roll the damage. 1d10 plus.
That was
Let me try stopping it and playing it again.
8 plus. Wait. I forgot what the freaking roll for Eldritch Blast was. Damn it.
Now, do you hear it? Starting up again.
D10 plus 4. Okay.
Yeah.
And Sarah did not like my line of how everyone shines in my presence.
Yes, I did like it. Glare didn't, but I did like it. Glare's ignoring you, by the way.
All right, you slash through the air, and this another crackling slash attack flies towards that Kenku, clips one of its wings.
I can't use the inspiration roll on damage roll. Though,
No,
right?
not on damage. No.
Okay.
If he were a different type of bard, maybe, but he's not that type of bard.
That's good.
He's not that kind of bard.
Yes.
Well, I would have used it for the attack, but I didn't need it.
Correct. All right. At that point, it is one of the bird boys' turn. It's going to turn to Glare with its short sword, and it's going to try to stab you. But it misses as you sort of dodge out of the way with your feline reflexes.
Hey, I have a shield.
Yes. Well, it didn't even come close. So,
Okay.
Tari, you're up.
I have a shield too, and it's still both with my ass.
No, I have an actual shield, not the spell shield.
If I
Still a
use
shield.
a 20-foot cube, that counts diagonally as well, right?
Yes.
So if I were to cast something centered on this boy right here, and it's a 20-foot cube, it would only affect this one
Yes.
over here that I can see.
Yes.
Okay, I'm dumping fairy fire on this one.
All right. Let me just
So
check. one.
20-foot cube.
That was my thing. I look over.
You're actually going to hit all four of them with this unknowingly, but let's make
You're
them
not
do.
the only mage here, bard.
That one fails, so he lights up like a Christmas tree. Put a purple dot on him. This one, I assume you're making him light up purple, right?
That's right.
Okay. Fail. So he's better at fairy fire than the bard.
Hey. I lose.
They're all failing.
Thanks. I loosened them up.
They're all failing though.
Good. I loosened them up.
It's like a pickle jar, but with Kenku.
Yeah.
All right, one
Basically.
more. They all failed. All of them light up. So now all of you clearly see these purple auras radiating. There are two of them next to Glare, one of them behind a box sort of to the south of Xena, and another one even further south from where Xena is. They're all trying to hide, but now they're purple. You have advantage on all attacks on them. Good job. However, it is one of the Kenku's turn, the one that's grievously wounded. It's going to pop out and try to shoot you, Xena, with its short bow. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Disadvantage, though, but does a 16 hit?
Oof.
That's with disadvantage. Okay, so
Yes,
it will
it
hit you.
does.
So you're doing flips. You're doing flips. You're trying to be stealthy, but one clips you right in the thigh. Ugh! And it hurts, and you're bleeding now. You take 9 points of piercing damage.
How?
Yeah, from this deadly bird, and it's gonna go back behind the box.
This deadly purple glowing bird.
Yes, the purple glowing bird. Oh,
Uh,
so if you click your name and you click in that the green box, do a -9 and then hit enter. Perfect. Yay. All right. The next bird is gonna turn to glare. Since he's right in its face, it's gonna try to stab you with its short sword. But you block it with your shield. No problem for you. Alright, Xena, you're up. You've just been stabbed in the leg. Oh, and you stop cartwheeling for just a bit. Yes. What would you like to do? Are you going for him? Alright, you run up to him. The one that shot you. Throwing garlic all over his ass. Now, is this an aggressive throw of garlic, or are you trying to like an aggressive throw? All right, I'm gonna say
what is an what?
you have the tavern brawler feat, so I'm gonna say it's a weapon. I'm just gonna say it's a weapon. So make an attack roll with make an unarmed strike, basically, like a garlic punch. Yeah, you're gonna like shove the garlic right up his beak. Is what you're gonna try to do.
I'll never understand that woman.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have
This is hard.
you have a
If she
feat called
kills it with
tavern.
garlic, I'm gonna be impressed.
You have a feat called tavern brawler, so you can use anything as a weapon, basically. I'm gonna say this counts as an unarmed strike for you. So since it's a garlic, it's not like a. All right. You try to shove the garlic, but the bird smells it coming and sort of dodges back
She has
out of the way.
advantage. She has advantage.
Oh, you have advantage. Roll again. Roll again. He's lighting up. Yeah. Go ahead
Light 'em
and
up,
roll that
up,
again.
up, light 'em up.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah. You have no problem. Go ahead and roll 1d4 plus 3. All right. How do you want to kill him with the garlic?
Oh my god.
How do you want to do this? You want it bubbling. Allergic reaction. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you stuff the garlic up its beak, and it starts like scratching itself, and then its eyes become bloodshot, and it starts bleeding out, and the bird chokes and starts gargling up spit and blood, and it just falls to the ground and dies and drops its short sword to the ground, and it's a dead bird.
That's all sorts of messed up.
Yeah. It's a dead bird. That's your turn. The other bird nearby looks at you in horror and pulls out its short bow and then tries to shoot you after what you did to his friend. That's a 16, so that's gonna hit. Do you have that ability yet? Hold on, I just want to make sure. No, not yet, I don't think. Eventually you'll get the ability to try to catch arrows, but you don't have it just yet. Okay. So yeah, this time this one strikes you in the shoulder, Xena. You take another 4 points of piercing damage from that shot. Alright, that's its turn. It's actually going to get behind the box too. This short box here. Not a ton of cover, but... Vince, you're up.
Alright, hearing all this action going on, I feel like I'm missing out. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20... Well, I don't know if boxes are going to get my way or not. 5, 10, 15... boxes! This is hard. Okay, let's see. So I start here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I don't want to miss out on the action, so I'm going to use my action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Hey, there you go. Alright, so you're right there.
And I'll go right here and be like, what I miss? What I miss? Oh, Shit! I look down and I see the Kenku right in front of me.
Yes. But on that note, it is Glaire's turn. There are 2 Kenku right in front of you, wielding short swords, and you saw Vince just run on over.
I pull out my hammer.
Okay.
I swing it at the one that's in front of Vince there.
Okay. You have
So I have
advantage.
advantage, you said, eh?
Yes.
Alright. And hammer time.
Oof. So even with
Really?
the advantage, the bird
Really,
sort of
Gabe?
ducks down, and you swing wide. Oof, that's rough.
I am not rolling well tonight.
God damn it.
All
Jeff,
right, well-
Jeff, you're up.
I have my feline agility back at least.
Oh man, decisions. What do I do? Wait a minute. I have. Okay, I'm going to. Ooh, I'm gonna gamble. Jump on top of the box right here behind this one.
All right. You
Then
have
I'm going
It's
to
the hard.
pull out my short sword or my sword. My long sword,
Mhm.
and I'm going to cast Green Flame, and then I'm going to attack it.
Do it. So you have advantage. So roll 2 of the d20s and take the higher one.
All right. What is it? 20 plus 6. Okay. Honey plus 6. Ooh.
Oh, but you still have advantage, so the next one is the one that counts.
We hope this is the one that counts.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. All right, so go ahead and roll.
Okay, so hold on, I gotta double check this right too. So this is my hex weapon as well.
Yes.
So I actually get to add a +2 to my damage roll off of this as well. So it's
Oh, we're using Hexblade's Curse, or is that what you're talking about?
wait. Once per rest. Choose. Oh, I'm sorry. If that's Hexblade's Curse.
Yeah, so this one just means that now you're using your charisma to attack with the weapon. So you actually get to
Alright.
roll.
Actually, I can still use a bonus action. Well, I've already rolled that I'm going to hit him though, so that kind of is cheating though, isn't it? So
I'll let you do it now since you're learning. But yeah, from now on, just do it before you roll.
yeah.
I'll let you do it.
Sorry. Well, I got him. I got my Hexblade and the curse reversed. I didn't realize that was the way it was. But anyway, so
All right, so this will be then 1d8
roll-
plus 6 for the attack.
+6. Yeah.
Look at it.
All right, and then go ahead and roll d8 for the flame.
Look at this motherfucker.
Oops.
That is a D8, in fact.
That is a D8.
Oh wow! So you all watch as Jeff pulls out his flaming longsword, like wreathed with green flame, and it's creating this nice bluish green color, almost like a teal color, as it lights up with flame, and its hex enchantment is going on at once. And he slices right through the bird, and as it goes up in flames, the flame leaps off and strikes the one next to him. Both of them squawk out. The first one just gets blood splatters over Vince as you slash down through it, and the other one's feathers begin lighting up green flame, and now it's just like this weird image of a flaming green bird with glowing purple all about. So you kill that one, and the other one is now burning.
So I also regain 6 health because I killed
Yes,
one
you do.
with Hexblade.
Yes, you do.
You.
Yep. It's a good turn. However, the Kenku is really angry at you now, the flaming one, and it's going to try to stab you with its short sword. Does a 15 hit?
So I can use shield as a reaction this time, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I block him this time because that
Yeah.
would mean a 19.
And what's it look like? It's like a blue barrier that comes up?
Yeah,
Blocks?
it's like a It's just like a blue, like almost like a spherical, half spherical shield that just kind of like comes out. Like I put my hand up, and it just kind of comes out as he swings at me, and it just kind of bounces right off of it,
Yep, and it makes a clang, and the bird looks really agitated.
like it was bouncing off an actual shield.
All right, that's its turn. Tari, you're up.
This class is OP as shit.
I'm gonna move here.
Hexblade. Hexblade.
Warlocks are one of my favorite classes to play. Hexblade, it just makes it even better.
It's like literally just turned the tables 100%. That was awesome.
Cena. We'll talk after the game. We're almost done.
Okay, so that's as far as I can move. And since I can see Jeff, right?
Yeah, you can see him. And the Kenku. It's lighting up purple. You know where it is.
Is this Kenku up here wounded?
Yeah. It's on
Alright,
fire.
I'm gonna try to shoot it.
Do it. Oh, yeah, that hits. Run roll damage. Plink. You fire a shot with your short bow, and it strikes it right square in the chest, and it coughs up blood, and it gets down on one knee, and it's just barely hanging on at this point.
Son of a bitch.
But still up.
And then I'm going to use Healing Word on Jeff.
All
I
right.
think he's fine, isn't he? Or no?
He's looking much better now after the curse. He sort of absorbed some of its life energy. You could give it to Xena as well. She's looking worse if you'd rather give
Oh,
it to
well,
her.
then I'll give it to Xena instead.
Okay.
Or
Xena, you get +4 HP from Tari. As you feel this like purple glowing energy sort of begin to mend some of your cuts and bruises. It is your turn now, Xena. Yeah, this is girl power. There's one bird that shot you to the south that you could easily get to, or you could try to finish off the one to the north that was attacking Jeff.
I'll just go here.
Cool.
This one, and then do this. I want to do the same thing I did before.
All right, garlic attack.
Yes, garlic punch.
Yes.
Garlic punch!
Yes, that hits. Go ahead and roll 1d4. Actually, roll another d20 just in case you get a natural 20. Because you have advantage. That's not that. Okay, so go ahead and roll 1d4 plus 3 for your garlic attack. Alright, you shove it up this thing's beak. You have another attack if you wish to do an unarmed
I can do
strike.
an unarmed strike. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yep. Roll another d20 just in case you crit. Just in case. Nope. Alright. Is this another garlic attack?
Yeah.
Alright, so you're just shoving garlic cloves all up in this thing's face. You deal no. God, that's some garlic damage going on here.
Garlic, the most OP weapon in D&D.
So you watch as this bird is now being stuffed with garlic, and it's starting to smell like garlic over there now, like heavily, and it's starting to gargle up spittle and shit coming down its shirt. It's actually bleeding out too through its eyes. It's not a good look for this poor bird, but he's still alive. And he's pissed off at you, so he's gonna try to stab you with his short sword. He's really pissed. And that hits. So you take 4 points of piercing damage as it stabs you right in the gut, right in the abs. Ugh, hurts. Vince, you're up.
I look at the blood on me. And I just do a deep sigh. Fight first, fight first. Worry about this later. And I get my bow out, and I'm gonna try to bunk it on the head to knock it out unconscious.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage. Yep, you hit. And you knock him out. He only has 1 HP. So he goes to 0, and he is considered unconscious. Still glowing.
And the rest of my turn, I'm just trying to, like, wipe some off, so... Because I can't use presentation yet. I have to wait till next turn.
All right. On that point, it is Glaire's turn. There's
I
only
get
one
down on
bird
all fours.
left.
I get down on all fours again.
How often can you do that?
If I don't move during my turn, I get it back.
Oh, cool.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Close enough.
So Xena, you watch as this enormous cat man, fucking on all fours, just gallops through. Like you know how your cat runs around at night on the floors? That, but like a human sized.
Hammer.
Oh, that's a crit. Yeah, go ahead and double dice. Yep. How do you want to do this?
I just barrel into him in a full charge and just slam him against the wall.
Are you trying to just knock him out, or are you trying?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm trying to knock him out.
All right. So yeah, the cat barrels through. Xena, you look over, you hear this like freight train of a cat come by and just slam into this bird. Feathers go everywhere as it slams into the wall. Just and the wall shakes as the bird falls to the ground with its eyes spinning, and it's down.
How is it not dead?
I don't know.
I actually just kind of pictured like a cat running for like one of the laser pointers, and he like ran into the box and like tripped over the box and like hit the bird as you're doing that.
No, this was very intentional.
And as the walls shake, you do hear a sound coming from upstairs, a bit of rustling, and that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Presentation.
Yay! That was the first session.
As the cat charges, you hear
Thanks to anyone who's stuck around watching the stream. Appreciate you guys. I'm getting information about nutmeg. This is wonderful.
Oh my god, why are you telling us? I'm looking up different things that are toxic.
Okay.
And apparently large levels of nutmeg is toxic, so that's going to be my next fucking thing.
Oh my god.
It says in large levels, like somebody made
You're not supposed to put a lot.
2 pinches. It called for 2 pinches of nutmeg, but somebody put like 20 nuts of nutmeg instead because they like read it wrong, and it actually like caused 4 adults to overdose on nutmeg.
Yeah,
So
like
I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm reading about like I read that birds and cats are both toxic to garlic glare, and also I read
Hey,
that
I'm not a cat. I'm a tabaxi. There's a difference.
Okay, well, apparently garlic is really bad with like most animals, and that's why I was using garlic. And then nutmeg apparently is toxic to most humanoids or whatever in large doses. So I'm like basically using kitchen utensils and or food to be toxic or poisonous.
Saturn, are you browsing and searching this?
Yes, I'm looking at.
No, incognito.
I swear.
Like, oh, you mean like while we're traveling together, or
No, he
No,
makes
like
it so
a
that
web
people don't think you're
browser.
trying to
Web
so
browser.
that you don't suddenly get someone knocking on your door asking you questions about poison.
Oh, I
saying
mean,
so that nobody
I just
comes
look
asking
up
if you're trying to
like
murder
poisonous
me.
foods, like with chefs and stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, nobody's gonna care. Like, it's also talking about like apparently
I'm gonna have the police like show up to
sweet
work
peas
and ask me
and
questions
certain
about it.
grass can cause like I don't know. I'm actually
How
researching
do I kill
all of this.
people with food?
I've
Google
literally,
wants to
I
know.
literally am looking all this up, so it's actually there's some truth to it because like I don't want to randomly make up stuff. Like I'm sitting at Alta Perry. I'm like, look, apparently nutmeg is poisonous in large doses. Look, apparently garlic is toxic to birds.
Oh my fucking god.
Garlic punches, and he's like, sure.
I don't care.
Just so people know, if you have too much of anything, if you like overdose on anything, that could usually be a bad thing for you.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
water.
It's
Yes.
true, but
Yeah,
I'm
you
trying
can
to
overdose on
actually
water.
have like some things behind it that make sense so I can like go back, and I'm actually learning through the character about apparently how toxic certain things are in food. At some point I want to throw cayenne pepper in someone's face.
And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thanks for watching. Very educational stream today. Catch us again Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m.
I'm gonna
Central.
start my own cooking show next time. No.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Keep an eye out.
How
How
to
to
kill
cook
future
people
deadly
shenanigans.
recipes with
Bye.
with Xena.